should have been in the Olympics.
Really? Is that really how you feel?
Okay, let me explain to you people. If you don't know us on Twitter, we've been tweeting. You tweeted out, what was it? Like the video of the synchronized swimming.
Yeah, synchronized swimming.
Which is so cool. Insane, by the way. All the synchronized stuff, the synchronized diving, the synchronized swimming. Like, how do you, it's one thing to like be your own competitor, but then to have to like work with someone and like almost be in their brain of what they're doing is crazy.
And you think you and I could do this?
Yeah, and I think we could do this. Okay, so remember when we were in Lake Powell?
Yeah, so many years ago. What year even was that?
2013. Wow. Just right after I graduated high school.
Almost going on 10 years for that.
I know. Yeah. Kind of scary to think about.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were having many margaritas. So, I mean, I don't even know.
No, your mom would make that fucking drink.
Yeah, I know.
What do you called it something?
Molly's. It's like I don't even know. I think they found it from a restaurant. That was the name of it.
They fuck you up.
They're fun.
Like, unbelievably so. And you're hot. You're on a lake.
Yeah.
You know, we were in there in what, July, August, something like that.
Yeah, it was hot. We were in Lake Powell.
Guzzling the Molly.
And before you know it, we were doing synchronized swimming. I'll put a picture up for those who are watching.
Yeah, we actually did try.
It was quite amazing.
Not to mention, we did it quite a bit when we were younger at the beach, at the pool. We would try to do little shows and things like that.
True. So then I was like, damn, maybe we really, and we were also good swimmers. So what if we had like kept going with swim team? Our
parents should have seen our talent and then, put us through rigorous training for all of our lives.
What if we did? And we were like the cousins who were on the Olympics together swim team. Hey, I held up record one time in my local swim pool, okay, for the 50 free.
But synchronizing, I feel like you also got to be the same body type. And that would it would look very weird when you're, I think that's part of it because they normally they're very similar heights, very similar build, but maybe it's just because they're athletes. I don't know.
They all have athlete bodies.
Yeah, but it's incredible.
God, those athletes are so muscular. It's even the gym, everyone, I'm like, damn, y'all are badass.
I know they are. Well, it's their whole life. It's their career.
It's amazing. But I'm telling you, we should have fucking stayed with it. Should have gone into swimming.
I don't know, man. I don't know if we have the talent. Could we be synchronized enough? I wonder if it would help to be doing it with like your twin. Like, is that even allowed? What if
that's a great point.
Because then you could have like twin telepathy.
Wait, I wonder if there's any twins or like siblings that are close in age that
I've been wondering this for the last few days. Like,
I'm sure we could look that up on a quick Google search, but I don't know. That's a great point.
Well,
that'd be kind of fun.
Quick Google search it up, please.
Twins who were at the Olympics. Let's see. Identical twins. They did vault gymnastics.
Well, there you go.
Wow. I don't know when this was. Oh, 1980.
But synchronized swimming is a whole different beast because you're synchronized. Is it?
That's what I'm saying.
Would it be cheating to be twins? Or could sisters even do it? Because they say families have kind of a sense of each other.
Right.
Let us know if you know.
Let us know if we should switch our career.
Is
it too late?
It's too late, Janelle.
Oh.
It's very much so too late.
It's too late. Thank you.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Sesh Podcast. My name is Kendall.
And I'm Janelle. Welcome back, you guys. We missed you last week.
We're so sorry we've been gone.
Yes.
Like, truly. And it's sad for us because we miss this
We do. Yeah. Even just being gone 1 week, I was like, what the hell? I feel like I'm missing a piece of my weekly routine.
That's how I felt too. And I kind of consider it my social day because I get to see all my friends.
I agree.
Just chill, talk about whatever.
No, last week I was at jury duty. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Janelle had jury duty.
Blech.
Oh, man. How was that?
It was worse than the first time I was selected at jury duty, like 6 years ago. I was sitting in a room for like 2 hours and I got pulled up to the courtroom. It was a grand jury. So there was like 70 of us and it was this long process, and whoever was getting picked was going to have to do it every other Friday for 12 months minimum.
Oh, we'd be so screwed. Our schedule would be so screwed.
I was like, I can't do that. So,
you can't do it anyway because you have a degree in psychology.
I'm not the prime pick, that's for sure. They don't want people who are have backgrounds in that type of stuff typically, although some people were talking, they were in like the hot seat, like the first runner-ups, I guess you could say, and they were, I don't know, I can't keep up. So maybe I'm just glad I didn't do it.
Okay, yeah. But I would feel that you'd be biased for sure.
Yes, I probably would. Well, also I just
having a psych degree just gives you like all this other knowledge that could totally mess up
exactly
the jury's point of view. It's supposed to just be the common people.
Right. And I guess you could consider, because then it's like, what if it's someone gets a jury with 4 people who have psych degrees or doctorates or whatever. Yeah. And then you get another jury with another person who's 4 people who have no education in that. You know what I mean? Like, then it's not really fair. I personally think that you should be hired, like you were talking about, have a job, like be your job is to be a juror.
I think it's kind of a wild idea that a lot of people will probably disagree with. And I haven't thought it out super well, but I've always thought it would be, it's probably just because we can't afford it, but it would be amazing to have professional jury members, people who are trained to be unbiased, who go through like a bunch of education regarding blood spatter and testimonies, polygraph tests, like. And I don't know, maybe that kind of defeats the purpose though, because it is supposed to be like just a jury of your peers. Right. But sometimes I get frustrated with these juries or I get just frustrated with the entire system, I should say. The whole court system, I think, is a fucking mess.
Because when you said, I was like, that's a great idea. Then I'm like, okay, I could see how it's kind of going against the whole idea of like, well, that's, the point is to have just people who are just like you deciding your fate or whatever. Right. But I think one thing that's really annoying is the pay. They don't promise you anything. Granted, I think employers have to still pay their employees, but I don't think they have to like pay them the full amount. And also I think it's just, I don't know, like if you're making tips and stuff, like if you rely on that, it's just not enough. Like, and juries are only guaranteed, I'm pretty sure, to pay you like $50 a day. Oh, that's just like really bad. And
see, we don't have money to pay.
And even if you don't have an employee, or even if you don't have a job, and you go in to be a jury member and you're getting like, I feel like you should still be getting paid more than $50 a day, because that's like a job.
I completely agree.
It's taking away from time of you being able to go and look for a job or whatever else you're trying to do.
And if you want people who want to be there, who feel like they're being valued to be there, and they're not screwing up their lives and just wanting it to be over. Like, what if someone's in a case where there's deliberation for like days, and they just want to get it over with? They're like, whatever, I'm just gonna go with whatever everyone else says.
And I guess that's like, well, that's why it's such a rigorous process of like, that's why it takes forever to pick the jury, so that we don't do. But I agree with you. And also I feel like, again, and I don't know exactly how this would work, but when I was there were some people who were like, you could tell they were really interested in being there, wanted to be there.
Yeah, I think it would be a cool experience. Involved. I'd love to do it one day in my life.
But then there were people who had absolutely no interest. And I'm like, okay, well, take those people. Like, I would say anyone who wants to be here, please stay.
Volunteer
and
basis.
Then you start to comb through of who would actually be a good fit.
If you have to draw more people into.
Yeah, or just in general, like, because you may want to be there, but you may not be a good fit. Well, let's start with having everyone who at least is volunteering, and see if we can pick enough people out of there. It would probably make
for a lot better juries, and I'm sure there's more than enough people out there that would be interested in doing it.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think there's so much to talk about with juries, because there's just so many cases where there's blatant racism or bias in the jury, or you find out some jury member did X, Y, and Z, or knew someone and has their own personal bias. And it just, in theory, it sounds cool to have professionals that are drawn from multiple states, so that it's not people in that county that can be biased.
Right.
And have like teams of juries that move all around. But I'm sure that logistically just would never work. It probably makes no sense. But it's kind of a dream.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just feel like what we have now is not as good as we could have it, or as we like deserve to have it, as like, because the justice system, I think, is flawed in many ways. So yeah, not only did I have wonderful jury duty, but a few days before that, I actually, my family lost someone pretty close to us, a family friend, really tragically, unexpectedly. So that was the main reason why we didn't have a podcast last week. I just felt like trying to get on here and like act happy and like whatever was just not in the books for me. And then at the same time, I also didn't want to just have like another, like, I didn't really have anything to say. I was just like really fucking sad and scared and numb, just really numb. And so I just didn't want to come on here and be like, I'm sad, scared, and numb for a whole hour. I don't know.
We thought about getting on and doing like a therapy sesh and talking about it, because like, I don't know how comfortable you are talking about it now, but
I'm okay now. Better.
I mean, you've struggled with the idea of death and the fear of people dying for
ever,
so long, like literally since you were born.
Pretty much. Since I can remember. Yeah.
And you've been in therapy since you were a kid for it.
Yeah.
So this just brought up a lot of feelings. It was very triggering.
Yes, definitely.
It was very sad.
Very hard time compartmentalizing like this fear of death I have and the ability to just kind of be like, okay, I can't think about it at this moment. I need to do X, Y, and Z. Like, it's just when that for some reason, that just really triggered me. And it was like all I could think about. And it was just...
It was a scary situation too.
It was really
to clarify,
scary.
like what happened was pretty just intense and hard to wrap your mind around. And
sadly, someone
sudden.
passed away like at Lake Powell on a family vacation, basically. And I don't really want to go into more detail than that, but it was unexpected and really tragic.
So that alone like just shakes you. I think like hearing of a death that's like
just so random and like they were supposed to be having a good time and like exactly. So it was just a lot. And then, of course, you know, seeing my stepdad and mom are really close with him. And so just seeing how much it affected them is obviously just really hard to see people that you care about, you know, in such a broken place. And it was just a lot. My anxiety was ravaging through my body. I don't even think that's a word.
Yeah, it was just not a good week for a show, and then having jury duty on top of it on a normal recording day. We're like, clearly we just need to take a break for the week. So we appreciate all of you guys who, you know, sent well wishes.
So many people were sending really sweet messages, and even on Mile Higher last week when Karelly stepped in, so many people were just like, I'm thinking of you, Janelle, and I just really appreciate you guys. And it means a lot to me. So I'm doing better.
They're awesome.
I'm doing much better.
You are doing a lot
therapy
better than last week.
is amazing.
It's pretty amazing because Janelle has the same therapist she's had since she was a kid that's been working with her on these fears for her whole life. So it's amazing that you can go back to her and talk to her about something like this when it happens.
I feel extremely lucky because I know that that's a pretty rare case of someone to be able to have a therapist for so long, and that I feel like knows me better than I know myself sometimes.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's rare. And so I'm very thankful for that. But anyways,
what are we doing today?
Today we have a great episode planned for you guys.
We do. You guys have been requesting a story time episode. We've got some stories. We were thinking, what kind of stories could we do? Could we do college stories?
That's going to be something coming up. We gotta do that.
Roommate stories.
Sorority stories. Childhood stories.
We've got a lot of things.
Random crap. But today
we wanted to kind of follow up our first episode on middle school boyfriends.
First kisses, all that.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. The cringiest time of your life.
No, really though.
Middle school really is. High school's pretty cringe too.
I was going to say, it's pretty fun.
It's just all cringy.
It really is. And I feel like years from now, we'll look back on this time and be like, ew, the 20s were so cringy.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll always think your younger self is cringy until you die.
Oh, God, that's nice. Wow, how heartwarming.
Today we were talking about our high school boyfriends when things got a little more serious.
Hey, we met our forever loves.
We did.
In high school.
All met our forever loves. Okay. We had a lot of boyfriends.
We did. And not to be like, I made so many boyfriends, but I feel like it was a little... I was always talking to boy, I had all these crushes. I was always talking to someone. Yeah,
I was too. I loved it.
And I'm like, what does that say about me?
I know.
Do I have a problem being alone?
I've always wondered that too. I'm like, I've always just been a hopeless romantic, that type of person who's dreaming about their future husband. When I was a kid, I was so into the idea of getting married and
you were
relationships and
even
stuff.
As far as I can remember, you were always the mom when we were playing pretend.
I love.
Oh,
and I always had a feeling really young that I would find my soulmate really young.
That's
I
really
did.
Cute.
I did. And Sydney too, like I was saying, I forgot to even mention this, but she also met her boyfriend in high school. So they've been together for just as long as Josh and I have, 10 years?
Yeah, long time.
You guys have been together more than 10 years, you and John.
Long time. Yeah, we met freshman year.
We all have our high school sweethearts.
I know, it's very cute, but it wasn't just sweethearts we were with in high school. Okay, we were also with some cringy, at least for me. I've got some real cringy memories.
Yeah, I've got some that I'm still mad about.
Dude, same.
I didn't think about it for so long, and then we decided to do this episode, so I had to sit down and make a timeline of my high school, and I was getting mad all over again. I was like, then this fucker did this. I was getting so pissed off.
And then I'm like, damn, I let him off too easy. I should have cussed his bitch ass out. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing about several of them. Like, I could have done that breakup way better.
So differently if I go like knowing what I know and like having the confidence and like self-worth I do now. You know what I mean? Like,
I had no confidence in high school.
I feel like most of us lacked that. Yeah, I mean, it's high school. You don't know who you are really. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to impress yourself and other people. And
I think that was part of it too, is like when I was single, I would feel like I was less than or not good enough to have a boyfriend. And that would make me feel bad about myself. So having a boyfriend would make me feel good. That's really sad. I felt like nothing without a man.
Oh God.
No, I mean, it's like truly, I wish I mean, I hope I can like talk to my daughters and be like, look, these are the years that you want to be single as much as you can and have fun, be with your friends. I regret not being with my friends as much as I could have been. Like there were a lot of things that I would miss to like go hang out with my boyfriend or whatever. And or wasn't as involved in the school, you know, like sometimes I would like ditch things and just go hang out with Josh or whatever. So but I got a husband out of it. So, and I am very happy with my husband.
That's good. We're very glad.
Well, I guess I'll kick it off.
Yeah, kick it off. We also have some spices, people.
Oh, we do have spices. Yeah, just a few little nuggets. Some spicy chicken nuggets, you know what I mean?
Spicy chicken nuggets, baby.
Where's our spicy button? I don't
spicy. Yeah, hello, it's right here. Guys, we really are getting closer and closer to our studio every single week.
Yes,
bear with us.
We are.
But side note, you guys, holy shit, it's coming along. Cool. It's fucking awesome.
It's going to be really cool. Like we're working on right now, the walls, wallpaper. Like it should be in the next month that you start to see at least one of them.
Yeah.
Probably lights out first, I think.
Probably.
So.
Oh my God, I'm so
because we finally got the
soundboard.
Well, yeah, so that's what happens. If I pick it up,
you barely touch it, it goes off. It's a whole thing. We need to reevaluate this soundboard when we get a moment to do so.
Yeah. Well, when we're in the new studio, everything's going to be easier. Everything's going to be easier because we have fiber internet there.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So worth
fiber internet gives me a boner.
Think of those upload speeds.
Oh, I love those upload speeds, baby. Okay, anyways, what are we doing for our first spicy topic here?
Oh, yeah. This is so dumb that this is even spicy.
Yeah. Okay, so Mila and Ashton Kutcher. The Kutch, as we like to call him in this house.
Yes, the Kutch.
Okay, so recently they appeared on the Dax Shepard Armchair Expert podcast, and they stated that they wash their kids only when they spot dirt on them. They're like, okay, if you can see dirt on them, then you clean them. Otherwise, there's no point.
And they said they also don't shower themselves.
Yeah, they also admitted that they don't regularly bathe. They're not regular bathers. Which I don't know what a regular bather means. Like if that's every day, because if that's what it means, then I'm not a regular bather either.
Yeah, me either. And I think most of us can agree that.
Yeah, showering is like not my favorite thing to do. So I'm like with Mila and Ash. I'm team non-shower.
I mean, I love a bath. Like I'll take a couple baths a week.
But that's like more like to relax.
It is.
It's not
like I'm not in there scrubbing and like, yeah. I don't understand why there's been so much backlash about this and so many opinions. Like people have been like, oh my God.
Right. They weren't like, we never bathe. And then I guess Mila even was like, well, it's not, I guess she grew up and didn't have hot water. So it basically was like regular for her not to shower a lot.
It's regular for a lot of people. I know. Going back forever.
Right. Exactly. No, it's so true. And then I guess she also said that she still washes her face every day or twice a day, and that they wash their armpits and crotch, but nothing else really.
That's fine. That's good. Good for them.
Right.
Good for them. Saving the planet. Less water.
Hell yeah. I'm going
People did that for a long time. You think the cavemen were showering every day? Absolutely not.
Dude, I only shower a few times a week.
No, some people had like a bucket of water a week to work with. So
yeah, whatever.
I think if you're cleaning especially your armpits and your genitals, like you're probably fine.
Probably.
And when it comes to the kids, like obviously there's people out there that were getting very like, oh, this is abusive to not wash your kids. And like, yes, there are people out there that abuse their kids and neglect them and don't wash them when they need to be cleaned.
Right.
All they're saying is they don't do it unless they see something visible, which I'm sure they're kids. It's probably quite often that they have something visibly dirty on them.
I kind of took it as like,
they mean like weeks on it.
Exactly. I think they were kind of like making a joke out of it. Like, yeah, unless the dirty,
we don't do
hell?
nightly baths, pretty much is what they're saying.
Right. I don't know if I'll do nightly baths with my kids. Sounds like a lot of work. And like, why? The hell? Especially when you're a kid, like pre-puberty. Like,
they do say that it helps a lot with getting your baby to sleep, though, because warm water really does calm your body. That's why a lot of people will, like Sydney, you were saying you shower every night.
I shower before bed
to get your hair done and everything.
No, I don't like wash my hair every night, but I will definitely get in the shower every night before bed
and just like relax. Yeah, I like to shower before bed too.
Like wash myself.
Warm water is really good for bringing down your
stress level and
the kind of letting
all
you
dealt
just,
with in the day.
Right. Wash the day off. Like, I get that. I understand if some people want to do it every day, because I take a bath whenever I can before bed.
Yeah, I know. You're a big bather.
I am. I'm a big bather.
Bather.
I love water. I do love showers. I love baths. I love them all.
Yeah.
But if I can avoid it in a day, washing my hair and showering, like, I don't feel the need to get like clean every day. I'll go, I think over the weekend I went like 3 days.
Oh yeah.
It was fine.
Oh, absolutely. That happened. Yeah.
Just put deodorant on.
Yeah. I was going to say, I got good native deodorant and I'm kind of lucky enough, I guess. I think it's like every person's different. Like John likes to shower every single day and says he needs to. I'm like, all right, whatever. That is not me.
Yeah, definitely not me either.
So anyways.
Okay. In other spicy news, we have Simone Biles.
Simone
Biles.
Literally, I didn't think I could love her anymore.
I know.
But now I
do. I love her even more.
She is the true like epitome of, I feel like, a champion. Like, okay, so if for some reason you don't know, Simone Biles removed herself from the team final following one rotation on the vault. So she did like one rotation and it looks like she got lost in the air and then like landed barely on her feet. And then after that, she withdrew herself due to mental health reasons. She was saying that she needs to take care of her mental health.
Because it's so much pressure. Because if you really don't know, Simone Biles is a gymnast. She's probably, she's the best gymnast in the world right now. I think ever.
Yeah.
She's incredible. And I was so upset the other day or yesterday when this broke, because I was watching her highlights from the night before on TV, from the day before, and like loving it and just thinking like, oh, she's such a badass. I can't wait to watch the rest of this. I'm so excited to watch. And then my dad calls me and he's like, did you hear about Simone Biles?
You're like,
no! Shit. But like, I totally get it. And I am so proud of her for doing what she needs to do and being selfless enough to take herself out of the spotlight when she is this star and she said she's willing to walk away from all of that for her mental health. Yes. And I think that speaks volumes. And it's horrible. The reason we bring this up is because so many people have just said horrible, just horrific. Like, I mean, I don't even know how to describe it other than just horrendous.
Yeah, I know.
People have said such just nasty things.
Like, she's
about
ungrateful.
Her.
She's this. It's like
anyone else would be fired if this was a male on a football team.
Which also, by the way, she's doing routines and stunts, tricks, specific things that are considered really, really difficult to the point where they're like, the judges have never judged someone off of this skill level and difficulty and risk. And so they're already kind of like, they're not, I guess they're kind of like discouraging her from taking those big risks because it is dangerous and they don't know how to like evaluate her. So I think she was already kind of feeling like, I have so much pressure on me. I'm trying my best and I'm still not really even getting this like fair treatment by the judges and by people who are, evaluating me. And so anyway, she ended up withdrawing and the team took silver, which is fucking awesome still. Like, so badass. Like silver medal and to even go to the Olympics is so fucking badass.
I know. And the people that are blaming her for this, it's like, can you just shut the fuck up?
I know. Seriously.
I get so mad over it because it just makes no sense to me. When we see other people posting about mental health or coming out about their depression, or talking about Mental Health Awareness Month. Like we're all in on that and everyone's posting all these things. And then when someone
on the spotlight
is the best example possible for how to take care of your mental health and prioritize yourself, actually takes action and does it,
everyone's all like, wow,
thousands of people
ungrateful,
exactly
ridiculous.
Ungrateful, didn't have what it takes,
right.
Like just it makes me so angry.
It's really ridiculous because if you think about it, let's say Simone Biles, which she has competed with injuries before, but let's say she broke her leg in half. There's no way she could compete. People wouldn't be like, God, Simone, you're such a quitter. What's wrong with you? Like, why is it that when your brain and your mental health is hurting or being affected, we all of a sudden have an opinion? But if she broke her arm, if it's something like physical that you can see, then we don't question it.
And who knows how bad it really is. Like we're all just assuming, it's the pressure. Maybe other things are going on in her life.
We have no idea.
Maybe it's trauma from the years of abuse that she went through before all of this. Just if everyone could just shut the fuck up and let the girl live, that would just be great.
Yeah,
because
I couldn't agree more.
So annoying. Like we should be supporting our athletes representing our country.
Right.
It's just, dude, she's a young girl.
She's 24. It's amazing.
Like, fuck.
She's
already
her
done
second
more
Olympics
in her life than more of these people will ever do in theirs.
That's what the thing is so funny is like all these people have so many opinions. I'm like, dude, you couldn't even do a push-up if your life fucking depended on it. Okay, not saying that I could do it either, but I'm not talking.
And then I think people think because they make statements that they believe are true, that it's okay and valid to say them. It's still obnoxious. It's still annoying. And shut the fuck up. That's all I have to say to you. I'm just so done with it. Like I was getting pissed on Twitter reading people's replies to things. Like
it's very annoying.
I almost started fighting with randos. I almost got to that point.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Not on mine, but like on other people. Like just randos that have nothing to do with me. I almost started picking
Sometimes
fights.
that happens to me too on Twitter if something really, and then I'm like, I'll like literally start replying.
Me
like,
too.
Yeah, and then I'm like, you know what?
Delete.
It's not worth it.
I know.
It's not worth it.
It's not a good look.
It's not a good look. But yeah, I mean, she still was out there cheering on her teammates, standing on the sidelines, like being a great cheerleader. Like, how much more
can you support your team by taking yourself out?
Right. She literally was like, I don't want to lose a medal because of me.
That's the best teammate possible.
Get hurt herself because in gymnastics, I'm not that I'm a gymnast, but I was reading, and I could imagine you have to be so focused on what you're doing when you're doing these like insane stunts in the air, and one wrong move you can kill yourself or paralyze yourself for life. And so it's like if you're mentally not able to like can keep yourself focused on what you're doing,
that you can get hurt.
Then you need to take a step back.
It's not worth it if it's going to impact your future, career.
Right.
So, yeah, all those people are really annoying. But I know it's like a minority,
Yeah, actually,
it's just
it's like
sometimes
a lot of
those people are the loudest. And it's
know.
annoying because their tweets seem to go up to the top of the replies because so many people engage with it and get mad that you see it first.
Right.
And it just makes me mad.
Quick question. Did the coaches say anything about it, or
they were just like, I think they were being really supportive, and they weren't like, giving specific reasons. They were like, there's a medical condition going on, and then they confirmed it was mental health, and they were like, she's done for the night. And I think they still, when I was like watching her out there, they seemed very supportive of her, and I'm sure they understand. I mean,
well, of course,
that's the other, her whole team, all of her teammates are being supportive. Like, so then we need to follow that. America needs to follow that.
Oh, yes. Totally. Yeah. No, I was just curious because that would be the worst. Like if
your coach, they were like, no, you need to stay in. No,
Yeah.
I'm sure they're like, oh my gosh, like you have done enough for the USA, and you're continuing to set an example of what a great athlete is.
She's such a good role model for young women.
Such a great role model.
So many young women out there, young men too, are going through mental health issues, especially the youth. Like it's so prominent in this generation because of social media. Everything's gotten so toxic. So for a role model like that to do what she did, I think it's amazing. I think we should all be just
applauding her.
Yeah, applauding her, giving her nothing but love. And
I agree.
And I'm proud of her. Silver's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Silver's so, I know, exactly. And then 18-year-old Sunisa Lee ended up winning the gold in the all-around gymnastics competition like late yesterday, which is so badass. She's 18 years old. Like, what a cool accomplishment.
Yeah.
And then I guess Simone is still, trying to decide if she's going to compete in next week's final event competition that goes from like August 1st through 3rd, I believe. So that's not, kind
of up in the air right
finalized. Yeah, it's kind of up in the air. Exactly.
Well, I hope she does whatever she wants to do and she's not pressured either way.
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
Love her. Such a badass.
All those
I love
women.
watching gymnastics.
Oh, me too.
It's so cool.
It's really cool. And it's cool that Russia won after like, what was it? Yeah. Like 94 was the last time they won a gold. Like that's...
And they deserved it too.
Those girls work super hard as well. Yeah. It's just cool to watch athletes like all compete together, but they also still keep this level of like sportsmanship that's so inspiring. Like they're hugging each other, they're clapping for each other. Every time you hear someone in an interview, they're just like, I'm just so happy to be here. I'm just so thankful to be in the Olympics.
Like all the swimmers, they'll like, go over to the other side of the lane, hug each other. I think that's so beautiful.
Me too.
I was thinking about it when I was watching swimming yesterday, how cool it would be if they would do a relay race, but with 4 different countries in it.
That would
and just
be
have,
cool.
Just random groups just for fun. Like it doesn't have to be whatever. I just wish they would do more of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I know they have they have a basketball team where people from all over the world, and what are those called?
I think it's the All-Star.
Yeah, All-Stars. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. But it'd be cool to see some things like that within the actual Olympics.
I agree. Yeah.
Because it only takes that camaraderie further.
So true. Yep.
But anyway, we have one final spicy topic.
Spicy.
This is a cringe ass topic.
Oh, yes, it is. We have douche of the day for sure. We've got DaBaby
is douche of the day. DaBaby is the douche. DaBaby. Guys.
Wow, DaBaby. First of all, worst rap name ever, in my opinion. And I've been saying this since he came out. DaBaby. That's all he could think about. Why would you want it? DaBaby. That's how bad it's gotten. Like, really?
DaBaby.
I hate it so much. It just sounds so stupid. Like Dua Lipa featuring DaBaby. So bad. But anyway, he's a real idiot. At one of his shows, he decided to have everyone lift their cell phone lights up in the air if
he said, quotes, if you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up. Ladies, if you're... Oh my God, this is cringe. Ladies, if your pee-pee... I'm just going to say that for YouTube sake. Smell like water, put your cell phone lighter up. Fellas, smell like water. Fellas, if you ain't sucking D in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighter up. This is at the Rolling Live Festival. I don't even know what that is. Some festival. He's saying this. This was on July 26th, so a few days ago. That's what he was saying.
Holy fucking cringe. Wow. That is like... Yikes. What?
If you pee-pee smell like water, put your cell phone up.
What does that even mean?
I don't even know. Oh, DaBaby's really stupid.
I'm like, DaBaby, you shouldn't be telling women what their pee-pee should be smelling like. And the whole like, just so bad and offensive.
I know.
So disgusting.
When I first heard the first part of that statement about the HIV AIDS thing, I was thinking, is this just ignorance? Is this lack of education somehow, that he doesn't understand that HIV AIDS is connected to the LGBT community?
Right.
Is he just dumb?
Right. Is he just stupid?
Does he not know?
Right. The history of like that connection people connect. Yeah.
I read the rest of the statement. I was like, okay, so clearly he knew exactly.
Oh, he knows
what he was saying.
Sucking D in the parking lot.
What a fucker.
Why
what
are
a
you
piece
saying,
of shit.
Why are you saying that?
I hope he is so done
stupid.
after that. DaBaby needs to be...
DaBaby needs to be done.
Put into crib. He's done. He's done. Put DaBaby away.
Put DaBaby down for now.
Yeah, baby down. Baby down. As far down as possible. Because that is disgusting.
All of these statements, which I didn't even know until I was just reading about this, came after DaBaby's decision to invite Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez was on the stage, who, if you don't remember, was the rapper who is famous basically for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot.
He's a piece of shit too.
During a domestic dispute. So yeah, he had Tory Lanez up there and then was like, P.S. all your pee-pee should be smelling like water and don't suck D in the parking lot. Like, it's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Tell me why anyone would do that. Why is this relevant to your concert?
Obviously.
Of all the things to shout out, like, put your lighters up if you are getting high tonight, you're getting laid tonight. Something like that would be much more normal. Like,
no, he's
put your lighters up if
homophobe.
your vagina smells like water.
Yeah.
he on?
They're like, what kind of water?
Tell me he
Dasani?
wasn't on something. He must have been like,
bitch, what the hell? Even if you're on something, you shouldn't be saying
is
that.
he known for saying stupid ass shit like this before? Like, I don't know anything about him as far as like
I don't know
what
anything
he
about him,
does in
period.
his life.
Shit, I don't know.
Is
shit
this
about
normal behavior for DaBaby? I don't know.
DaBaby's having a tantrum.
Well, he's done. And Dua Lipa said, adios
she was like,
to you.
God, I can't believe we fucking collabed. What the hell was that?
Yeah.
But also, this is really cringy. I guess he had his new music video come out that was called Giving What It's Supposed to Give. And in the music video, he held up a sign that said AIDS. And the video ends with a message spelling out in a rainbow lettering, "Don't fight hate with hate. My apologies for being me, the same way you want the freedom to be you."
What? Stop. Wait, so this just happened? He released a music video?
Yeah, look at this picture.
Shh. So they pulled this together in like 24 hours.
That's what
They're
I
like,
was
all right,
trying-
dude, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have you stand there with an AIDS sign. Then we're gonna get some rainbow coloring and we're gonna write "Love is love" and "Don't hate on me."
Don't hate on me for being the same way you, for being me the same way you want the freedom to be you.
Dude, no.
Don't hate on me for being a homophobe just like you want to be homosexual. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
And he also made a tweet. Do you have the tweet? He said like,
no.
He was like, y'all, I'm sorry. I can see how I offended y'all, but you know, I'm gonna do me, you do you, and I don't care what y'all do, LGBT.
Okay, bro.
Like, dude, worst apology.
Just don't
ever.
Like, why did you? Yeah.
Well, it's just so
terrible.
clear he doesn't mean it all because he meant everything he said at the concert.
Oh yeah. And
what a douche.
Big names were coming out. I'm like, Elton John came on Twitter and was like, this fuels the stigma of discrimination and is the opposite of what our world needs to fight the AIDS epidemic.
Amen to that.
Which is so true. Like the stigma between the connection of like LGBTQ and AIDS, it needs to end. And this is just making it so much fucking worse.
It's so purely insensitive to bring like even the, you know, sucking D in the parking lot and the water pussy thing, like whatever you said. Whatever about that. It's like just dumb.
Right.
But then why are you attacking people who have possibly an illness that can kill them?
Right. And
like,
it's
this
not,
is really
and it
serious.
doesn't discriminate against like sexuality. Anyone can attract this.
Like he wouldn't have gone out there and said, put your lighter up if you don't have leukemia.
Right.
You know, it's clearly an attack. He thought it was okay because it's gay people. And then the second part of that just confirms it even more. So he's a piece of shit. He's not sorry. He meant what he said.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
DaBaby is decanceled.
Decanceled.
Done.
Yeah. Have you heard of the clothing brand Boohoo Man?
Boohoo Man?
Yeah.
Is that like Boohoo for men?
I have no idea.
Boohoo Man?
I've never heard of it, but I guess it's a clothing brand that he had a line with or something, but he got dropped by them.
Good.
So they were like, yeah, we condemn this crap.
Drop. Now we just need to drop him from the music. Well, good luck getting another feature with anyone else.
Seriously.
Yeah, he's probably this is probably the end of DaBaby.
DaBaby.
The start of the end of
DaBaby. Oh no.
The end. All right, we're idiots. Okay, let's go forward. Let's tell our boyfriend stories.
Oh my God, I'm really excited for
Me
this.
too.
It's going to be some good shit.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, we want to thank our first sponsors for the day.
So our first sponsor today is Stitch Fix. And you guys know that I absolutely love Stitch Fix. And I truly mean that, not just because they're sponsoring me. I've been a customer of theirs for a few years now. I actually despise going to the mall.
Ugh.
I hate it. I have like dressing room trauma. I don't like people. There's just too many things everywhere. Things are too high up. You can't get to what you need. It's just annoying. I don't like it at all.
Or like you find something that you're obsessed with and then you try to go look for your size and they're out.
Yeah.
They're like, we can order it online for you. I'm like, why did I come?
Yeah, or there's just people everywhere and you can't even get to what you want. It feels like it's just stressful. It's totally stressful. So I really like online shopping. I'm a big online shopper, and that's why I love Stitch Fix. But Stitch Fix takes it up a level from just online shopping. Stitch Fix offers clothing hand-selected by expert stylists for your unique size, style, and budget. It's completely different and a fun way to find clothes that you will love to wear. Every piece is chosen for your personal fit, your life, and it's the easy solution to finding what makes you look and feel great. What I love about it is if you have something coming up specifically, you can let them know in your feedback. Like, hey, in my next fix, I would like things that are more summery. I've got some summer barbecues coming up. I would love some dresses. I would love some cold shoulder tops. I would love t-shirts, biker shorts, yoga pants, whatever. I get so many yoga pants from Stitch Fix. They always send the best ones and I can't deny them. I just have to keep them. They're so comfortable. I'm pretty sure all of my yoga pants are from Stitch Fix now. And what's so great is you can try the pieces on at home before you buy them, keep your favorites, and then you just send back the rest because they have free shipping, easy returns and exchanges, and they include a prepaid envelope. You just throw everything in the bag, seal it up, stick it in your mailbox, and you're good to go. Plus, there is no subscription required, which is so cool. You can do it one time and just get a single fix, or you can set up automatic deliveries. All you have to pay is a $20 styling fee for each box. But what's so cool is that gets credited towards any pieces that you keep. So you really get your money back anyway. Stitch Fix has styles and clothing to fit any occasion for women, men, and kids, and they ship all over the United States. Plus, they're available in the UK as well. So get started today at stitchfix.com/sesh, and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/sesh for 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. stitchfix.com/sesh.
So guys, like I was saying earlier, showering is really not my favorite activity in the world, but with Athena Club, it makes it so much more enjoyable and easy. Shaving is something I used to dread, but with Athena Club, they make products that are more fun and easy to shave. Not only is it the prettiest razor I've ever seen, truly, it comes in a ton of unique colors, but it also is gentle on my skin and it leaves it moisturized and super smooth. Athena Club's razor is designed with built-in skin guards to help prevent razor burn while also being gentle on curves. The razor blade is surrounded by water-activated serum with shea butter and hyaluronic acid, which is the holy grail for skincare. And the best part is the razor kit is only $9 and comes with 2 blade heads, a magnetic hook for shower storage, and your choice of a handle color. I personally have the light blue color. I really like it. It's very pretty and it looks nice in my shower. Plus, you'll never have to worry about running out of refills or being stuck with dull, overused razors. You can choose how often replacement blades ship to you for free. That means fresh, ready-to-use razors always arrive right to your door when you need them. So show your skin you care with the Athena Club Razor Kit. Sign up today and you'll receive 20% off your first order. Just go to athenaclub.com and use promo code SESH. That's Athena, ATHENACLUB.com with promo code SESH for 20% off.
Okay, so high school lovers. So coming out of middle school, I was in a relationship still with Nerold. If you remember from the last episode, Nerold and I had a long relationship. We were together all of middle school and we tried to make it work into high school. We had a good summer together too, going into high school. I remember we were like at a really good spot and, you know, had more courage around each other. So we would kiss and like, you know,
it was
do
serious.
Things. It was getting more serious. But then high school began. And the world opened up a lot more.
Right.
You know, there was a lot
all
more
the new
to choose
schools feeding
from.
in. You're like, yes. I've never seen you before.
You're very overwhelmed. Plus, like, the chances of having classes with each other were very slim. So we didn't really get to see each other ever. Plus, there's just so much awkwardness of like, how do you act as a couple in high school? Because that was different than middle school because you're kind of herded around in classes.
Plus,
there's
you're the youngest one as a
freedom.
freshman. And you're with like, you know, 18-year-olds who back then I thought were like actual adults. Looking back, I'm like,
oh, I know.
Like,
I really did too.
Going to high school, I was like, God, seniors are like 18. Like, they're like real adults. I'm like, oh, God.
I know. Your perception of people's ages is so different back then. But yeah, I was kind of thinking about, you know, playing the field a little bit, getting curious. And I think he was too. It's just natural. We'd been together for 3 years. It's a long time
as
for
middle schoolers.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And we were like committed. Like everyone in our middle school knew we were together.
Oh my God, that's really cute.
Yeah, it was very cute, and it was like a very sweet, very like friendly thing because our parents, we were basically just friends. You know, our parents grew up or would like bring us to things together, so we were just really good friends. We'd play most of the time. Like most of our activities were like playing lacrosse and going for walks. Sure. Like we would do stuff together, watch certain things and whatever. So yeah, I was kind of ready for a more mature relationship, but we did go to homecoming together. And it was a very awkward homecoming because I was on crutches.
You were?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't even remember. I think it was from a dance injury. It was for, I like tore my hamstring or like not tore it, but strained it. So Yeah, I believe that's what it was. But I was on crutches 3 times in high school.
God, you were one of the girls that was always on crutches.
I was pretty clumsy. I never broke a bone though, but I always had like a sprain or something going on. But I was on crutches and I was like super humiliated to be the one in like a dress in crutches. Did you have like
pictures a boot on and stuff or like a wrapped up ankle?
Yeah, it was
couldn't
wrapped
wear like your shoe.
Yeah, I had to wear like shoes. I couldn't.
Oh no.
Plus, I was very nervous because Nerold was still quite short and I was getting my growth spurt. So I was taller than him at this time. And I remember just being so stressed out about like homecoming pictures. Like, am I going to look taller than him? So I was low-key kind of happy about my crutches because I was like, I can kind of
hunch over and
look like so much shorter. Oh, so yeah, we went to homecoming and I don't even remember it. Like, I don't think we really danced much, or I think it was just, you're the freshman at homecoming always feels so awkward. You're just like standing around.
It's like this big built up thing in your head. Then you're there and you're like,
oh yeah, I built it up big. I even got my makeup professionally done.
Holy shit.
My mom brought me to like the Macy's counter and they did it. And they made me look, dude, oh my God. They put so much makeup on me. Like I had full like lip liner and it was like way too much. And I got home and I was like, oh my God. Honestly, it probably wasn't that much compared to what I wear now. But at the time, I just got out of middle school. I was like, holy shit, this is like,
goddamn.
I don't know. It just didn't feel like me. But yeah, so we went to homecoming, but then we fizzled shortly after that. And I remember our breakup was like a really weird time because I was also like losing my friend. And we'd like grown up together. So it was like, oh, do we just like not talk? And of course it was really dramatic. And
of course, who did the official break off? Or was it kind of mutual?
He heard, I believe if I remember right, he heard that I was saying that I kind of wanted to break up with him because I was telling people that like to be cool. Like, I don't know,
we'll see.
There's some other options. And he wanted to be the one to do it. But then I wasn't completely sure. He broke up with me. And then I remember being kind of relieved. Like I wasn't that sad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like his mom was literally over at my house with my mom that night. And we were just all talking about it. And she was like, it's okay. And like, it's like, yeah. And like, I my friend still and everything's fine. Yeah. And I don't remember like crying over it or being like heartbroken at all.
Yeah. Well, I could see how it'd be like, because when I entered high school, it was like a whole new world, right? Yeah. Like I kind of felt like, I remember I was like riding this high for a few like first months of high school, being like it's a new place and like a new start and like.
In the high schools we went to, we got to do open campus, so we got to leave. Like I remember my first period in high school was an off hour, and I like went up to someone like I don't remember who, just some teacher in the hallway, and was like, "Do you know where I'm supposed to be right now?" And they're like, "You're anywhere. Off. You can go to Starbucks." And I was like, "What?" And like leaving and stuff
by myself.
Yeah, I just felt like such an adult, and I kind of wanted to like start my new adult life.
Sure. Yep.
So I was kind of fine with it, but it was sad because Nerold and I were awkward for the rest of high school. Aww. Like we barely talked together, and sometimes we'd lifeguard together later on junior, senior year, and we just like would barely speak. It was so awkward, and looking back, I'm like, why? Nothing bad happened. It was just...
I feel like because at that point, it's just an awkward phase, and it's like...
You like don't know what to say. You don't know how to like make a friendship when there was this other thing there. And
sure.
I think there was always jealousy, and like he had other girlfriends, I had other boyfriends. There was always just kind of weirdness. Right. But after in college and stuff, we like, I don't remember if we'd like DM or we chatted a few times. Then he ended up coming to our wedding, which was really cool. And I like talked to him for a while there. So he's probably the only ex I have from high school that I'm like friendly
on
with.
Good terms with. Yeah.
Not so much everyone else.
Oh
no. But yeah, then I had a brief stint with this guy named, I'll call him Terrence. And this only lasted a month, and it was actually one of Nerold's friends.
Oh no.
So that was very fucked up of me, honestly. I can't believe I did that. And I'm pretty sure I did it to kind of like get at him.
Oh yeah.
But I got really into this guy, and he was really religious, and he would bring me to this Christian Church of Christ all the time. And I would go all the time, and I got kind of into it. Like I was into their youth group. I would go to with like them for laser tag or bowling or whatever. And sometimes Nerold would be there too. And we'd kind of like hang out, but it was still...
But you're like, I'm with him now, sorry.
But their church would have cool things like lock-ins. Have you ever heard of a church lock-in?
What the fuck is that?
It's a very common thing for church. Josh did it all the time. Yeah, Sydney's saying the same thing.
It was fun.
They call them lock-ins, but they you like stay at the church for the night, like have sleeping bags. But a lot of it's worship songs and there's like some congregation. But a lot of it's games.
But is it co-ed?
Yeah, but they would like
separate
there's the
you.
boys in this room and the girls.
But you still like have to do activities together.
Yeah.
I could see how that'd be fun because like
totally
in what
fun.
Other setting does that take place?
I was like,
can't
we
think
get
of
to
another
stay
one.
overnight with the boys, like put on our jammies in front of the boys. Like I just thought it was so cool. And even though I had no idea what the fuck they were ever talking about, I'd be in there worshiping with their songs like, hell yeah.
You're like,
well, I guess they weren't saying hell yeah, but I was into it though because Terrence was into it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They had some good songs. Yeah. And I was kind of the church tag along for so many people. Like I went to so many different friends' churches over the years. I've been to a bunch of churches because they were always fun. I always went to them to like the youth group or the vacation Bible school or the lock-ins. Like I only came to the fun shit.
And the snacks.
Exactly. So I was kind of into that for a while. Then he and I broke up and that was actually, I like barely remember it, but it was really messy. And our moms had to get involved. Like we started fighting like really bad with each other and saying like really mean things to each other. And then he like was so upset about the breakup that this is kind of getting intense, but he was like saying to his mom that he was like suicidal over it.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. And so it was like this really intense thing. We had to go to his house and like sit there and he was crying and I was with my mom and it was like, yeah, it was like kind of.
How long was this after you guys started dating?
Like a month. We dated from like the beginning of winter break to the end of January or something like that.
Isn't that amazing how long you think that is back then?
Yeah, back then I was like 30 days. We just had our 30-day anniversary. Oh my God. It was so dramatic. Like the fact that our moms had to be with us. I mean,
damn.
Yeah, it was quite dramatic. And I wish I remember more of the details of like why that all happened, but we fought a lot and I know it was very toxic. And so that ended and I never talked to him again.
Oh no.
We never spoke again. And he was actually my good friend all of middle school too. Like a kind of so it was an awkward thing.
Yikes.
But then later that March, going after that, a little while later, I found Daryl. And wow, was I impressed with his ass. I thought he was the best fucking thing that had ever happened to me.
Daryl.
Yeah.
We all know
who Daryl is. So yeah, he seemed so cool to me. And I felt like such a dork compared to him. And I was like, why does this cool guy like me? He went to another school and he was on like JV lacrosse as a freshman. That is very unclear to me. I remember that one of my friends, Kelly, like gave me his number or something, and I think we started texting before we even met.
Oh, so typical. I
think it was one of those situations because I just remember like all of a sudden I was texting him.
Yeah.
And then we like agreed to meet up and yeah. It was one of those things. But I just thought he was so cool. Did not understand why this cool guy from this other school, he was on JV lacrosse as a freshman.
Ooh.
I know. He was like, I'm going on varsity next year. I was like,
shit. You're like, oh my God, drop my panties.
I know. I was into Daryl, you guys. I really did think he was like my Prince Charming. And of course, I'm like, I'm marrying this guy. I'm part of their family. I took it seriously. Like, I'd go to all their little family dinners and like spend a ton of I got close with his sister. I loved both of his parents so much. I think I liked his family more than I ended up liking him at the end. And that's what broke my heart the most. Because I loved their family. They were so nice. His sister was awesome. And I was such a good girlfriend for him. Like for his birthday, I like snuck into his house with his mom.
Yeah.
When he was at school and like decorated his whole fucking room. And I helped throw him a surprise birthday party with her. And I was so into him, dude.
That's cute.
We would have these little, I was trying to think of what memories I have of this relationship because it was 5 months, but to me it felt so fucking long.
Because I remember him.
I know.
Like,
it was only
met him
5
a few
months.
times.
It was like April to August, something like that. But we would have this whole routine of good morning and good night messages. This was like this big deal for us. I'm sure so many people did this.
Brought up a memory of my. I've done that. I did that too.
Yeah. Yep. And his role was to do the good night messages.
Oh, no.
Because I always stayed up later than him, and then I was supposed to, after he went to sleep and sent his, type one up while he was sleeping so he could wake up to it.
Oh my God, we lived the same life.
Really?
More than I already thought. Yes. Oh my God, I totally forgot about
it
this.
was like our big thing, and oh my God, these messages he would send me. They were so romantic. Like this guy had a way with words, or he was like looking shit up and getting stuff from lyrics, because that's what I was doing. I felt like I couldn't keep up with his messages, so I would listen to my iPod Touch and like get a song idea or get like a idea from a lyric and then like put it in my own words. And like,
dude, I feel like I did that too.
They would be these, not just like, good morning, sweetie, love you. They were like paragraphs of like professing our love to each other.
Oh
and
my God.
Eventually I got kind of sick of it, especially because I always had to wait till he went to bed to type his. And sometimes I had to wake up early and I was pissed. So one morning I just didn't do it. I just went to sleep. And he like freaked out at me, dude. He was like, you don't love me anymore. He was very upset. Like thought I was going to break up with him over it.
Oh shit.
Oh, so I had to like do those messages every night. And you run out of shit to say. Like we barely even saw each other. We were at different schools. I saw him like maybe twice a week if I was lucky, you know, and it's like, how much love can you possibly profess to someone?
Right. So quickly too.
I know.
He would,
dude, this guy would, he was just such a charmer. Like he would tell me, we'd get on the phone and he would tell me I was his world. We're going to have kids together. Like you're everything I've wanted in a girl.
Freshman year of high school.
Yes. This is like summer of freshman year going into sophomore year, but yeah.
Got it.
So this is so fucking cringy looking back, but at the time I thought it was so cute.
Oh no.
He recorded a dude in his lacrosse team, a senior on his team, talking in the locker room about his girlfriend and talking about how he's so glad that he found his love in high school and they're going to go to college together. And he was like telling all the guys, like, when you find the one, you'll know, and having your best, I don't even remember. It was this whole long thing. And he sent it to me. And I thought it was adorable. I was like, wow. And he was like, this is what we're going to be like. This is what I want our relationship to be like. And I basically just took everything that guy said and was like, that's how he feels about me then.
He doesn't need to say it himself. That's how he feels.
He just recorded some other dude. Now I'm like, that is so creepy that you were like whipping out your little flip phone and recording this guy.
Other dude who's probably like 17 or 18.
And I was like, at that point, I was like, okay, we're married. That's it. Like we're going to be together forever. So
wow.
But of course, like in young relationships, you hit a point where the dude it's normally the guy starts pressuring you
many times. Yep.
And that became like a big issue for us because I just didn't feel like I was ready to lose my virginity. And I was like, I wanted to be with you, but I want to be ready. And like, I felt like I was still pretty young. And honestly, I just wasn't like confident enough with my own body parts to like be doing that yet.
Just not ready for it.
Like yourself. I need some time to explore myself, you know? So we would do like everything else, but he would always tell me, oh, this will make us closer, baby. Like this will bring the trust. And I was like, yeah, okay. And like, so he kept convincing me and I kept pulling back. And then we'd have several dates where he would try and I would shut it down. Yeah. And then he would get all pissed when he left. I was like, oh God, I feel like the end's coming.
Oh no.
So I planned this camping trip. God, my parents were fucking cool. Honestly, my parents were so cool. My dad decided he would take me and Daryl on a camping trip. Just my dad, like just him and us two.
Freshman going into sophomore year.
I know. Because, we weren't allowed to sleep in the same tents, but I was like convinced him to like bring us on this trip. I was like, God, my dad loved me. Oh, he's so cool. And he always, what I appreciate about my dad is he always took my relationships really seriously. He never brushed them off and was like dumb little. He always like made an effort to make friends with these guys or like treat it as if it was serious for me. Or when I'd go through breakups, my dad would be really the one who was there for me. And like, so he decided to bring us on this. And I led this all up to Daryl for a while. Like, this is going to be it.
With your dad in the tent next to you.
I was like, he'll pass out. My dad snores. He's a heavy sleeper. Trust me. Cause I would walk around the house after he'd go to bed. He would leave his room door open, but he would be passed out and I could just walk right past him, do all types of stuff. My dad's a heavy sleeper. So I knew we'd be fine to do it. So after my dad went to bed, well, first there was this whole drama about the camping trip. And I think this is why we broke up. He was like supposed to go to his friend's birthday party. And which now looking back, I'm like, I'm such a bitch. But I was like, no, like you can't, his friend like planned a birthday party during the camping trip that we already had planned. And I was like, you can't do that. Like, and then so I started holding the like sex thing over him.
No.
Like,
this is it.
This is your chance. So
shit.
You better pick what you want, your friend or this. And he was like really upset about it. And we got in a big fight about it. And he ended up deciding to miss his friend's birthday party. And I think that really hurt him at like more than I realized.
Yeah.
And he went with me. nightfall came. My dad went to sleep and I went in the tent with him and we did some other things. I won't get into it.
The play-by-play.
But when it came time for
the real deal
of sex, I could not do it. I was like, no, I'm just not ready. I got like really scared. I like had an anxiety attack and I was like, I just can't and I was crying.
Good for you sticking true to yourself. Cause I feel like so many women especially can relate to that like pressure that you just put on yourself even. Like, okay, I just need to get this over with.
Yeah. Especially cause I had promised him please come on the camping trip. Cause I'm going to treat you, you know? So I'd really let it up. And then I just I freaked out. And my dad being next to me, I was like, I can't do this with my dad there. It's so weird. So luckily I was, I was crying and my dad heard me crying. Oh. And so he was like, Kendall, are you guys in the same tent? He was so mad. He was like, get out of there. So they came out and I was crying. And I think because I was crying, he didn't think anything. Yeah. So we didn't get in trouble for it. He actually just went back to bed and he never said shit about it the next day. I just went back to my tent because I was staying in a tent with my dad and I fucking snuck out of there and went in his.
I was gonna say, that's really ballsy.
I was ballsy.
That is ballsy.
Anything for Daryl. Okay.
Like the zipper and everything. Like you undid the zipper.
Yeah.
And oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Really
I did the full.
It
took me so long to undo the zipper.
Quietly, oh my god.
So anyway,
was that did you pre-discuss? You're like, okay, good night, and then you went
we were
to
we're gonna go to sleep, and then I was pretending to sleep, and we faked the whole thing. Damn. Had a whole plan. I mean, we texted about our plan for months leading up to it. We had a whole thing scheduled. But yeah, the next morning he was obviously not so happy because
he's
he didn't get his
my
promise.
Birthday
and he said, I missed my friend's birthday party. So he goes home and I can tell he's not happy. And we went whitewater rafting that day. And I remember he wasn't even happy on that. Yeah, so I knew the end was kind of coming. And then, he had this birthday party, whatever. He was acting all weird with it, was with all these other girls. And then him and one of the girls were downstairs in this basement closet together. And they were like, oh, we're all playing hide and seek. And I've always wondered, at the time I was he was hooking up with her in there.
Yeah.
And now seeing it as an adult, I'm they probably literally were playing hide and seek. I don't think anything was happening in there because it wasn't very long. And his parents were home. It was a kid's birthday party pretty much.
But in your mind,
I was he cheated. And I was so upset. So I went home and then a week later, I didn't hear from him for a while. We didn't talk because it was all awkward. And then I had this dance. I had a parade. I was in a Littleton, whatever. We have this little parade. Oh, you've never gone to that? No. It's on Main Street. A bunch of the schools
and you
do it.
will cheer, do your palms down the parade.
Yeah, we did our little palm routine down
and
the street.
And he was there?
No, but I was stressing out because I knew he was probably I was waiting to hear from him and I thought he was going to break up with me. And then I came home from that and he called me and I was like, hi. And at first he was like, hi. It's I missed you. How are you doing? And I was like, oh, I'm good. And I was like, oh, maybe we're fine. And he's like, so listen.
Oh, no.
He's like, last night I went to this party and I was just thinking we're really young and there's a lot of other people out there. And I'll never forget, he said, you're really beautiful and everything, but I just think we should break up.
Dude, what the hell? You're really beautiful and everything, but...
I know, I was interesting way to put that. I'll never forget that.
Oh my God.
Line. Yeah, it was the first time someone broke up with me and I was so
heartbroken.
Devastated. Oh my God, for real. Oh. I was so heartbroken over this guy for so long. I felt nothing again, I was he made me cool and he made me feel, and then I don't know. And I thought he was going to be with me all those years. I really believed everything he said.
Oh,
which is just, the classic mistake.
Yeah.
So it took me a long time to get over it. I'd say this was my hardest breakup of all of my high school breakups because I just took it so seriously. And I was so upset about not seeing his family anymore and just not being part of it. And I think, we often joke around about people in young relationships and it doesn't mean anything. And a lot of parents will be oh, they'll be fine. It's just a stupid kid relationship. But these things means everything to you
in
at the
moment,
time.
Yeah, totally. I agree.
And I felt true heartbreak, I felt, I think, depressed because it lasted for me for a year. Aww. All of sophomore year, it was not over this guy, just obsessing over it.
Oh, God.
thinking of what I should have done differently. And should I have slept with him that night? Would that have saved it? And yeah, it was like kind of brutal at the time. But yeah, that leads me to my sophomore year. So I'll stop there before I go forward.
I was going to say, I have a memory with, what was his name? Daryl?
Yeah, Daryl. Right. Janelle does have a story about Daryl.
When I met Daryl, so I went to your house and you guys were already together there in your basement. And I remember like walking in and I was like hanging out with you guys or whatever. And for some reason, he gave me his wallet. I don't know why, but for some reason I ended up with his wallet in my hand. And I was like looking through and I opened it up. And what's inside? A banana flavored condom.
that is seriously
and I saw
amazing.
It and I was like, what the hell is this? And I remember in my mind, because I was, let's see, you were a freshman. So I was in seventh grade.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn, Kendall's doing the dirty deed. And I remember I was like, damn. In my head, it was like such a big deal. And I was like, banana flavor. And I was like, that means... You know what that means if it's flavored. Yeah. And I was like,
God.
Oh my God. And I was like all paranoid. I remember I was like, wow, really? Like Kendall and him and you guys were like acting so cool in the basement. I'll never forget. I don't even know why I was there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why?
Maybe your parents just dropped you off.
Yeah, why was I there? I don't know. But I remember feeling really awkward when I found it in his wallet. And the best part was, it was in the section where the cash is supposed to be. And there was nothing else in it. No ID, no credit cards, obviously. No cash, no frozen yogurt coupon, nothing but a banana flavored coupon. Nothing but banana flavored glove.
That's incredible. And I remember when he got those because he was messaging me about them and he texted me a picture of them and was like, look what I got. I think he thought it would make me excited. Yeah, that kid was a horn dog, man. Like, and then there was this whole thing where it's just so funny to me now. His like friend, the one that he was supposed to go to the birthday party with, got caught. A girl was giving him the sucky suck.
I don't know how to say it. God. Okay, got
and
it.
They were all very worried about it. His mom was like, the kids are participating in blowjob. And she like brought my mom to Panera to warn her that like his friend just got caught. So he might be thinking about it.
Of course he's thinking about it. A bunch of early high schoolers.
Oh, that's all they think about.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well,
I'm glad I didn't do it though. All right. So freshman year for Janelle.
Okay.
What happened?
Here's my freshman year. So it all starts in Spanish class. Freshman year, I came into freshman year a single gal. A single gal ready to mingle with the new boys. My high school is fucking huge. My class was like 1,000. So I had many a new...
Just in her class.
Just in my class. So I had many a new boys to pick from.
Lots of options.
Many options. I think my school fed like from 4 different middle schools or 3. I don't even know. Whatever. Okay, so anyways, we're in Spanish class. And this boy, whose name, I'm going to call him Nathan, was across the class from me. Never spoken to him. He was from a different middle school. Had no idea even what his name was. And for some reason, every single time I glance over, he was like staring at me, like walking eyes. And like I would look at him, and instead of like looking away or like being embarrassed about it or whatever, he would just continue to like stare into my soul from across the Spanish class. I was like,
no awareness.
I was like, who is this dude? I was like, is this a good thing? Is this like a creepy thing? Because I was like kind of flattered, but then I was also like, why are you literally not stop staring at, like just staring at me? So somehow we finally start talking. I literally don't even remember how. But I asked him, I was like, why are you staring at me across? He's like, because I wanted you to know that I liked you. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really flattering. But now that I'm thinking about it, I was like, a little creepy. Because he was like literally looking into my soul.
Wow.
So anyways, yeah, he was, I think we only dated for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months maybe, but back then it felt like it was so long.
Did he ask you out in person or over like IM?
Honestly, I think he asked me out in person, but I don't have the memory of being like, yes, I'm your girlfriend. I don't remember it, but I remember he was like a tennis player, so I'd always go to his matches. And I was like, what? I'm like, it's my boyfriend out there. God, my skin is crawling.
Tennis girl.
Tennis. I'm the tennis wife.
Give me a tennis bracelet.
Dude, I will never forget that when it came time to do the makeout, he came at me with a full, wide open mouth.
Oh,
like,
no.
would literally be like, oh.
Maybe he thought that's what you're supposed to do, because sometimes in movies they're like, they have like two wide mouths.
Honestly, it's so true. No, I remember so clearly we were sitting in his like living room or something watching TV, and he just like came out with a wide open mouth, and I was like, the fuck? In my head I was like, oh god. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, maybe I'm the weird one that thinks, because like I had done a makeout before, okay, and that's not how it went the first time I had done the makeout. Oh, no. But then with this one I was like, maybe I'm just a weirdo and don't know how to make out. Maybe you are supposed to come in like full on like
So funny.
So yeah, I mean, it was not long lasting. He was fine. It was whatever.
Not much going on with Nathan.
It wasn't anything crazy, except for then he like became friends with Harold, the boy from sixth grade. If you remember from last episode on this. They became friends, and then they like started talking shit about me. And then he like kind of became an asshole and was like, I like heard some things about, like, I don't know what Harold told him about me.
Shit, Harold had some things to say.
Yeah, so it didn't end well, to say the least. But then this is where it gets funny. So he breaks up with me, and I was like all sad. And back then, you know, the Facebook relationship status was like everything.
Yeah, that was a stressful thing.
So he breaks up with me. I think he breaks up with me over phone. In fact, yes, that's what happened. I was in my room, and I remember being like all sad about it. And then I was like, well, I guess I should change my Facebook status. So I changed it to single. And guess who slid into the DMs within 30 minutes? John.
John, as in the John of today.
The John of today. Yep. Little John. I had no idea who he was. Again, went to a different middle school.
And this was freshman year?
Freshman year.
So you guys have been like having somewhat of a relationship
since freshman year. Yeah, since I was 15.
That? Like 14 years?
Since 2009. So what is that? 13 years, 12 years? That's but he slid into my DMs. It was like, hey. And I was like, hi. And like I had no idea who he was, but of course you're friends with anyone you can be friends with on Facebook. So we were already friends. But I was like, he was like, hey, like, I'm John or whatever, like, you want to hang out? And I was like,
you want to hang out?
I can't remember what he said, but I was like, I'm sorry, I just got out of a relationship and I'm feeling really fragile, so I'm gonna have to like just take some time for myself. And John was like not the one to play games, so he was like, okay, sounds good, bye, like, have a good day,
whatever.
And I was like trying to play all hard again. He was like, okay, whatever. And I remember being like, damn. So
I thought he was going to go harder for you and be like, well, I can help you through those hard times.
Exactly. He was like, okay, bye, have a good night. But then we eventually started texting. John and I became more and more friendly. But then John got a girlfriend, and this is when I started developing feelings for John.
What was her name?
Let's just call her Brittany. Yes, that's a good one. Brittany. Yeah. Brittany. And Brittany and I, we didn't like know each other very well or anything like that, but I remember being like so jealous. I was like, oh, he's with Brittany, and like now I have a crush on him, and I already missed my opportunity when he slid into my DMs earlier, but I was getting through my heartbreak.
No.
So I had to go I had to play offense, and I was like, all right, I'm coming for you. So I was pushing hard for John. I was like, we got to be together. I was like, you should break up with your girlfriend. Eventually,
you said that to him?
Well, like not directly, but like in my mind, I was like, I got to make this plan for them to break up so we can be together. And we were like still friendly to each other, but he had his girlfriend and all this stuff. But then finally he broke up with his girlfriend, or she broke up with him or something, and the stars aligned, and John and I started dating freshman year. And
that's not the end of the story.
Oh no, this is not the end of the story.
It goes up and down.
Oh yeah, I had other boyfriends after that, but for like 3 months or something we dated, and then I don't even remember what happened. Nothing ever like specifically, but I think it just kind of like fizzled out a little bit by like the end of freshman year, and we like broke up. I'll never forget. We were like standing outside between these two big buildings at school, and he was so nice and mature. He's like always been so mature. He was so nice. I even like started tearing up. He's like, hey, like it's okay, and like gave me a hug. He's like, we'll still be friends, and like I have no hard feelings about. And I just remember being like shocked that he was like the first guy that was like a good breakup. It wasn't like
he broke up with you, or you just kind of agreed together?
I think we kind of just like agreed together that it was like probably best. But I think I was still kind of like sad about it.
Yeah.
But I just remember being like, oh, he's so nice, and he wasn't like going to talk shit about me after, or like say mean things, you know, like just boys were like mean to me up until, and he was the first person that wasn't. I just remember being like,
John is such a nice guy.
He's like so mature since day one. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, we broke up, and then sophomore year hit. Oh. And that was my wild year.
Oh.
But yeah, my freshman year was pretty tame. Just had the big mouth makeout. And met John. And I'll never forget meeting John. I met him the first time I met him in person, because we were texting for a while, and then I was like, we need to meet in person. So we're like, had this plan. Okay, we'll meet outside of my math class in West Building. And he was wearing this red flannel with his little like Rockies hat. And I was like, hi, no, we like shook hands and gave each other a hug right outside of my algebra class. I'll never forget meeting him. Wow. And then, it's very cute.
It was such a huge starting point where you don't know it at the time. I know. But it's pretty wild. You're going to end up marrying him one day.
It's so, I remember I gave him a hug when I first met him. And yeah, he was always like so kind and mature. I just remember being like, wow, this dude acts so much older than all these other ding dongs. He's always been like that. He always has been like that. Yeah, he really has. Like I
didn't get to meet him till I was already in college. I didn't meet him all of Janelle's high school.
Yeah, because then like we broke up and, didn't really talk at all sophomore year. And I'll get into that in a sec. But yeah, that was my freshman story.
All right, we're going to take a quick ad break and then we'll be back with our sophomore year shenanigans.
Ladies, does it feel like the shorts you're wearing just weren't made for you? I feel like all the time we find shorts that are either too big around the waist, too small around the waist, too short, too long. They bunch up on your butt. Like something's always wrong with pants and shorts. But with Title IX, you don't have to worry about that anymore because they make outdoor gear that is for women, made by women. All of their gear is super comfortable, super stretchy, water resistant. It's really nice knowing that you can throw on a pair of shorts and be able to do whatever activity without worrying about them ripping or getting wet or anything like that. Specifically, their Climb Barista shorts are made out of very stretchy, abrasion-resistant fabric, so they're basically indestructible. And they also have a very wide, comfortable waistband and tons of pockets so you can wear them all day no matter what you get into. They have everything you need from innovative swim pieces to bottoms that actually fit. Every product is designed for women seeking out their next adventure. The Climb Barista shorts are strong enough to be able to stand a day hike. They're comfy enough to wear on the couch, and they're really, really cute. When you sit down for a while, especially if it's really hot or humid, and then you stand up and you feel like everything is just sticky and your clothes are sticking to your skin, shorts from Title IX don't do that. They are still light and airy. You can breathe through them. They're really great for the summer months. So right now, Title IX is offering our listeners $10 off and free shipping on orders over $100 when you visit Title9.com/sesh. Go to Title9.com/sesh for $10 off and free shipping on your order over $100. That's TITLENINE.com/sesh.
So back to talking about online shopping. We all these days shop online, and we have seen that promo code field taunting us at the checkout. But thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one to your cart. Honey supports over 30,000 stores online. They range from sites that have tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands and even food delivery. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites, and when you go to the checkout, the Honey button drops down and all you have to do is click apply coupons. Wait a few seconds and Honey will search for coupons that it can find for that site. If Honey finds any working coupons, you'll watch the prices drop, and of course, they're always going to pick the best one. I have saved so much money over the years with Honey. I mean, I really have. Recently, I was buying a few pairs of shoes, and Honey saved me over $20 on my purchase. Plus, Honey has found its over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings, guys. You're going to want to be part of that. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out on all of those free savings. It's literally free and installs in just a few seconds. And by getting it, you're doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. You guys know we would never recommend something to you that we don't use, and we all use Honey, and you should be too. So get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/thesesh. That's joinhoney.com/thesesh. So Daryl and I broke up like right before homecoming of sophomore year. So I was panicked. Who am I going to go with?
Seriously.
I was freaking out. I was very upset. I found this guy. And the thing was I was like talking to a couple guys after Daryl because I wanted to find the next Daryl, but none of them compared to Daryl. Right. They just didn't. So I ended up with this guy who I'm going to call Bryce. And this was my worst date ever. He was not even a boyfriend, but I felt like it was worth mentioning because he was so strange. And honestly, though, I doubt he'll ever hear this or even know I'm talking about him.
Wait, Bryce is the one that was really tall.
I don't know if you ever met Bryce.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of something else.
It was such a brief stint.
Oh, okay.
This is just an honorable mention.
Oh, got it. There's
one other guy I should probably honorably mention as well because he actually was my boyfriend. But yeah, so his name is Bryce, and Bryce, honestly, nice guy. I bet he's a good guy now. Like, I bet he's nice. But he was just like those guys, they're just so horny, you know?
Oh, yeah.
They're just so horny. They don't know what to do with themselves at that age. So anyway, he asked me to go to homecoming, and we started kind of having a fling, and we were talking, and I was like, maybe this is my next Daryl. But then
replacement Daryl.
Shit got really weird because I had our first like date night with him at his house on like a Wednesday or something to watch movies. And clearly he thought that just meant we're just going to hook up. And I'm a slow mover. Like I like to take my time. I always have.
Mm-hmm. So was I.
So I was fine with kissing him, but I'm like, I'm not going to do anything else. Mm-hmm. And he was just really pressuring me and kept going. And then he kept like licking the side of my face. And then at one point he licked part of my earlobe, but just the like lobe part.
That's so fucking
which
random.
Matters later. So we were watching some fucking scary movies because of course the go-to my move for the high school guys is to play the scariest shit they can so that you have to like cuddle up and be scared and they can like me.
Yeah.
But he was like, I just wasn't feeling his energy. He didn't seem interested in talking to me at all. Didn't want to get to know me. And that was one thing I really liked about Daryl is we had good conversation. And I really liked him. I felt like friends with him. And that's how I was with all my previous boyfriends. So I just was like, this guy like is just wants to use me. I just got the vibe right away. So I went home from that night, like really, and he was on the wrestling team. So he was like, his next move after I wasn't going for it was let's wrestle. I'm going to show you my wrestling moves. So I was like, it's okay. Wait. Like, and I was in jeans and a t-shirt. I was like, it's fine. Oh no, it's fine. And like, I was like, why don't you show me and I'll just watch. But then at one point he grabs my legs, pulls me to the fucking ground, dude, and starts like getting on top of me and wrestling me. And I think he thought in his mind it's going to end up in this cute thing where he started making out. Yeah. And I was just like, I got the fuck up and was like, what are you doing? And then called my mom and was like, you need to come get me. This is so weird. And I think I was only at his house for one movie, like an hour and a half.
Oh no.
It was supposed to be a long night. I was out of there by like 8 or 9.
Oh no.
And then I was like, shit, I've got homecoming coming up this weekend with him.
And you didn't want to go?
No. And I was like creeped out by him. Yeah. He was weirding me out. He went from being this really nice, cool guy to just like a weirdo. And I was just so upset about Daryl still that I was like, this is just a nightmare. Oh no. So Friday night of homecoming, of course, there's like the homecoming game and you go with your date to the homecoming game. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give him another try. I went to the homecoming game with him and we're standing there and he keeps trying to make the move of me. He keeps touching my butt. He keeps like rubbing my back. And we're in the fucking football stadium. And then this dude, not even kidding, fully puts his tongue into my ear hole. Puts it deep in there. Like, gave me a wet willy, dude. At the football game.
What the?
I like turned around to my other friend who was there with me because all my other friends were cheerleaders, so I wasn't that close with this girl. But I was like, dude, he just like slobbered all over my ear. I have to go home. This is so disgusting.
Were you like, excuse me?
Yeah, I just looked at him and he was like, okay, so you licked my ear the other night. Now you're licking in my ear. You have a weird fetish and this is done.
I literally just threw up. That's so gross.
It was so sick. I couldn't believe it. Like, it was so far in there. It felt like, oh my God, I'll never forget that moment. I was so disgusted. I was like, I need to get home and shower right now.
Oh my God.
My parents picked me up. I went home and then I'm dreading the next day because next day's fucking homecoming.
Oh no.
So I sent him a text that night and like pretty much broke it off and was like, hey, I just don't think, ear liquor, it's done. But no, I was nice about it. I was always nice to people. I was like, hey, I just don't feel like it's good energy. And like, I still want to go to homecoming with you, but let's just be friends tomorrow. Like, it's no hard feelings. But he was pissed. He was not happy about that.
I licked your ear.
Yeah, he was like ready for us to be in a relationship full of ear licking for a long time. So then this homecoming shit show started. We went over and like, of course I had a big group with us. It was like, you know, a bunch of my friends and his friends. And we all had to go to dinner at, I think, Olive Garden.
Oh, God.
And he was so mad at me during it because, like, our pictures were so awkward. And I barely wanted to take any with him. And I kept wanting to do girl pictures. Yeah. And, like, I want one with my friends. And
he's like, wait, let me get one of us licking each other's ears.
I'm sure that would have been the dream. He'd have it framed forever. So then this motherfucker, we go out to dinner, and he starts spitballing me across the table.
Why were you across the table? Because you didn't want to be near him.
No, I didn't want to be near him. And we actually sat like couples like across from each other all the way down.
I thought you meant like literally across.
No, I was just across from him, and he spitballed at me. And I was like
with the straw thing and everything?
Yes. And then he started doing it to other girls, and like everyone in the whole group was annoyed by him. And I had to like go around and be like, I'm not with him. Like, just so you know, we're just like on this date. We're just friends.
No.
It got so bad during the dinner. I was like panicking. I didn't eat anything because he just spit. He kept sending me spit. And I was like, fucking Bryce, stop it. Like, what are you doing? Why? Let's just go. I'll still dance with you.
Right.
Like, why are you being such a dick? So of course, by the time we get there, we're not talking and we're not going to dance together.
Oh,
so
God.
He went off and found some other girl named Sarah, and I just sat alone, very sad for that homecoming. I think I was like literally sitting on the bleachers for most of it, like with a couple other random stragglers.
No.
I was like, I just want this fucking night to end, and I was really missing Daryl. I was like, now I'm stuck with an ear licker.
I feel like I missed the banana condom.
But luckily, after the homecoming, that was just it.
That was it.
He never talked to me again.
That's good. Oh my God, how cringe the ear licking.
It was so gross. It was so
Wow.
gross. So then I dated this other guy, which I think I was in a point where I just was so desperate to fill like the heartbreak void with anyone that I was being very desperate. And I went for this guy that totally wasn't my type. He was very conservative, very religious, and we had nothing in common at all. And he was raised in a very strict house where he'd like had no experience with girls and like never kissed a girl. And I was kind of with him for like a month, but then I just, we fought a lot over the McCain Obama election. And his mom and me even fought about it. So
that's not gonna work.
Had to end that, but he was like the hardest person to break up with because he was like so into it because it was his first relationship, and he was kind of like, and I had to break up with him after school in the wrestling hallway. I was like, meet me in the wrestling hallway because he was a wrestler. So I was like, before practice.
Damn, you did it right in front of his homies?
I can't believe. No, I brought him to the side, but I can't believe I did it before his practice because that's kind of fucked up too.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
At least I did it in person. I didn't like bitch out into a text. But
true.
I told him, but I don't think I said, I'm like, have such trouble being mean that I said it in a way that made it sound like we were kind of taking a break maybe.
Oh no.
Because he texted me right after his wrestling practice that day and was like, hey baby. I was like, shit.
You're like, fuck, you did not get the
message
memo.
not received.
Damn it.
I know. So I had to break up with him twice. So that was quite awkward. And I was just, I felt, this was my year of depression and desperation. I just had all these random guys.
God.
There's more to say, but I won't tell you all of them.
That's sad.
But I mean, whatever. I was fine.
True. Right. No, I guess everyone goes through.
Everyone goes through it. But you know, when you're young, it's just
that's
like,
the thing is like when you're young, you have nothing else to compare it to.
Exactly.
So it's really important to you.
It is. And I don't know why I felt so uncomfortable being single. I think that's really sad.
It is.
And that you shouldn't feel that way at all. Because, I mean, it is though.
No,
looking back, I wish I could have enjoyed that time. Like, you're only going to be single for so long. And little did I know I really was going to meet my soulmate very young and not get to be single very much.
Sure. Yeah.
That was kind of my year of sadness. I just kind of like talked to all these random douches, and they would always want like pics or something, and then it would end. And
oh God.
Yeah. So that was my sophomore year. Not my greatest of years.
Honestly, dude, same. Well, actually, no, my sophomore year
was your hot girl sophomore year.
Well, yeah, but it was like, by hot girl summer year, I mean like talking to a bunch of fucking idiots, honestly. Except for one. One of them was good. But let's get into it. Okay. So first, I'm calling this boy movie theater boy because he was a rich motherfucker who had a literal movie theater in his house.
Oh, I know who this is.
Yeah.
We drove past his house one time.
Yeah, we did.
That was a nice house.
So he went to a different school than I did. I don't know how I met him. I met him this summer going into sophomore year. And we honestly, like, I don't even remember how long we were together. But I just remember I would go to his house and he had the biggest house. And his basement was like a fucking arcade with a movie theater in it. It was insane. And we would like go over there, me and my friends, because my friends were also like dating kind of his friends. So we would like all go together and hang out, like watch movies in the movie theater room.
That was lit. You were like, I hit the jackpot. I married this guy.
Except for I was a total prude and he was trying to get in my pants all day, every day. And I was like, no, you're not getting in my pants. And so it didn't work out for very long, to be honest. And it kind of got toxic because he was being a dick. And then that's
typical way it goes.
Honestly, like I think that's literally why he was starting to be an asshole. Because I was like, no, you're not getting my pants.
That's
Peace
what happened with like
much.
pretty much every guy I was with.
Yeah, I told him no. And then, that's when you and he said some like douchey thing to me and I was pissed off. And so I was like, you know what we should do? And this is just when, I don't even think I was driving it. I think you had your license.
Yes,
and
I was driving
you're
my
like,
mom's
I'll pick
car
you
around.
up. And we'll go drive by his house and flip it off. Like, so we're like, okay.
Well, I had this whole plan because we actually went to Daryl's house one time, me and my friends, and drove past and threw tampons at his house. Not used ones. Literally just a box of tampons like in their sleeves,
packages.
Whatever. And he was out in the front yard too, dude, playing lacrosse with his friends. And me and my friends drove by and threw them out the window.
Damn, that's
It
cringe.
is to the day the cringiest thing I've ever done.
But like, I'm sure at the moment you're like, ha!
Yeah, I was like, girl sucker. He was probably like, what the fuck?
Kind of psycho.
I'm sure he went inside and was like, Mom, Kendall just drove by and threw tampons at her house.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know why we did that. We drove by his house and flipped him off. And
yeah, we did.
That was really random.
And when I saw his house, I was like, damn, you should have tried to keep this relationship going.
I know. It was what? This house was so big. So movie theater boy and I fizzled out, and that was the end of that. And luckily I didn't really have to deal with him because he went to a different school. So that was pretty much whatever. It was the end of it. But then soon after, I met a boy, we'll call him Evan, and he was 2 years older than me. So I was a sophomore and he was a senior. And I remember my dad was like, what the hell? Like, I know what senior boys are looking for. And he was like all worried about it. But we started dating and he was really great. I
loved Evan.
Yeah, you met Evan many a times.
I was a big fan. Josh was too. We loved him.
We met, or we dated for probably like 9 months. I remember back then I thought it was a really long time. And
it was a long time back then.
Yeah.
And he was great. It
was
was like 9 months too.
He was super nice and our families got along really well. And honestly, I have nothing bad to say about him. Yeah. I ended up breaking up with him just because he had graduated and I was still in high school and I was still kind of like wanting to play the field a little. And I was just like, we were kind of just in two different checkpoints of our lives. So yeah, but I mean, wish him nothing but the best, honestly. I'm pretty sure he's married now, so that's cool. And yeah, it was a great relationship. I don't know. I mean, it was nice. He was
a good kid.
He was a really nice guy.
He took the breakup kind of hard, but he wasn't mean.
No, he wasn't mean at all. He was really sad, but yeah, that's another thing I just appreciate when like the guys stopped being mean to me, because for a while, like some guys were so
some guys
assholey.
Yeah, and you wonder like how much have they changed? Because it's like I only have them as their high school selves in my head,
right? Totally, yeah. Which is the next boy I'm talking about.
Which I wouldn't want them to think of me as my high school.
Then
self.
I'm like, God, yeah, exactly. I'm like, I'm sure they probably think of me the same way, probably. And I'm like, no, I'm not like that. Like the guy in fucking 6th grade, I told this story last episode. We were talking about our exes, where I got his freaking Power School login and was like yelling at him for his grades. That's so horrible.
That's pretty bad.
I hate myself. But anyways, that was it for sophomore year. And then that's all I got, just the two. But I guess that was considered my crazy year, even though that's really not that crazy. I did it for 9 months now. I'm gonna say, God, I was pretty lame. Although I guess I was kind of crazy going into junior year, but I'll save that for a second.
By summer after sophomore year, I was pretty much over Daryl. Kind of like it still hurt a bit, but I was ready to move on.
Hell yeah, find
someone good, because I had a lot of duds sophomore year.
Right.
So one night, me and my friends went to this like. They used to do movies on the rocks. I think they still do it. Yeah, but our dumbasses just thought you could go. We didn't know we needed tickets and you have to get way in advance. So we went there all the way there and then couldn't go. So we ended up just hanging out at a Sonic. And our group walked up to this group of other guys that were at Sonic that were all from a different high school and started talking to them. And that's normally I'm very shy and I wouldn't have done that, but I was with people that did stuff like that.
So you're like, okay.
So anyway, I talked to this other really shy kid in their group named Jason. And Jason was wearing a Bert and Ernie shirt, but just Bert. So the one with the unibrow, the yellow one.
Okay.
And it said Riding Dirty on it.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was like, the wardrobe's throwing me off, but you seem really nice. You seem like a really nice guy. So we actually all exchanged numbers and we started texting for a while, but he was also texting my other two best friends. And like, all of us were playing the question game. Remember the question game?
Shit.
But like not the dirty question game. Just like the genuine, how you get to know each other phase of the texting. And So they were doing that too. And then they were like not as into him. And so they were like, okay, you got free reign to just go for him. And yeah, I really liked him, but he was very unexperienced. He had never had a girlfriend before or like ever kissed a girl. So I was actually his first for literally everything.
Oh, damn.
But I liked that about him because he was so sweet and not pushy like the other guys. He was just like a true nice guy, really family oriented, very happy go lucky. He was a Sagittarius, so he was just like positive energy. Aww. Really nice person. Very nice family. And yeah, I spent a lot of time with his family, and he spent a lot of time with mine. My parents really liked him. And we were together for 9 months, just like you guys.
Sounds like such a long time back then.
I know. It really felt like forever back then.
Because I remember meeting him. He came to Thanksgiving once.
Yeah. He came to some family stuff, and I really liked him. He was a really nice guy, but our relationship it was lacking like the depth that I really wanted. You know, he wasn't like super motivated about his future, wasn't really a planner. He's a Sagittarius. So again, he's like very live in the moment and all about fun, and like wasn't really planning college for himself, not concerned me. But I wanted to like make it work with him, and he was a year older than me. So he was going to be going to college and I was a junior.
Okay. Yeah.
So towards the end of that year, junior year, just on a side note, was just like a really shitty year for me. My parents were fighting a lot. My parents got divorced eventually, but their fighting was really peaking at this point. I mean, I think it actually peaked the most when I was in college and my poor sister had to deal with it alone. But it was like getting pretty bad junior year. Yeah. And I was just having a lot of personal issues. I was having issues with my dance team, my dance coach. There's all this drama happening with that. And then that December, it was crazy. We lost two people that I had grown up with had killed themselves within a week of each other. So I had 2 funerals, and it was really just scary. I mean, you're so young, and to like I pictured it happening. Right. I had to sleep with my mom for a while. I was very depressed after that, like just scared.
Yeah. It's a lot. That's a lot.
So it kind of, that was the year that my eating disorder started. So I was just in a really bad mental place. Like, I'm sure I was not the way that I was when he first met me. And he didn't really know what to do with that, because I was dealing with depression and I was crying all the time and having just behaviors that he couldn't understand. And he didn't know I had an eating disorder. I never told him. I never told anyone at that point. But then that April, there was another girl at our school who attempted to commit suicide and was in a coma for a week. But I didn't know her personally. I'd like met her once or twice in passing, but she was close friends with 2 of my other best friends. So they were really upset. And the whole thing just really scared me. Like, the whole situation was scary. And the fact she was in a coma, and is she going to live? And the school had already been through so much. We had like 4 or 5 suicides that year. God. So I was just straight up depressed. Yeah. And one of the days that me and Jason were hanging out, he came over, and I just wanted to like lay in the dark in my basement and cry. Aww. And he like didn't understand that. I was just like, I just want to like lay with you and like cuddle and cry and just have you be there for me. And he was just sitting there like looking at me so confused. Like, why am I here? are we going to do something? Are we going to
go somewhere?
He was like so annoyed that I was so emotional over this. And he didn't understand why it was like triggering me about the friends that I had lost a few months earlier, just because of the same situation. Like, he didn't understand that. And he's a young,
things weren't clicking.
Right. And whatever, I'm sure he would be different now.
Sure.
But I remember he left me laying in the basement crying in the dark alone and was like, we can hang out another day. Okay. And then just like left like early for the night. And I was
like, the fuck?
So upset. Like, I was so upset. Honestly, I should have broke up with him.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any balls. I was like, the boyfriend makes me, so I gotta like keep hanging on. It was just a bad time mentally.
Yeah.
So I remember we had like another week of, are we gonna break up? Awkward, barely talking, what's gonna happen, whatever. And then he finally is like, can you come over to my house? And he went to another high school, so he lived like 30 minutes from me. So I drove all the way there on a school night to talk with him. And when I got there, instead of like inviting me inside to talk, he just like came outside and shut the door and was like, we're going to talk out here.
Oh no.
And then he told me he broke up with me, and he said it was because he needed to focus on lacrosse because they had state finals coming up and they were going to be going against a big school when he went to.
Oh.
And that was a big deal. That game was going to be a big deal. And he's like, I got to focus on lacrosse. But I was like, I know it's because of other reasons. You think I'm probably too dramatic. You think I'm too emotional and you're going off to college. Like I knew there was probably a billion other reasons behind it. But I was so mad that like at the way he treated me at the end, he acted so cold towards me. Like we never had a relationship. And I never like could figure out what I did wrong other than going through a hard time.
Right.
But he acted like I had cheated on him or I had hurt him in some way or done something. And then his whole family like iced me. I never like his sister blocked me on stuff. And
shit.
His mom like came out while we were breaking up and was like looking at us and being like, you need to come in soon, Jason. And I was like, Ew. Can you fuck off? Like he's in the middle. I'm sobbing in your driveway.
God.
Like, and then I was so mad at him at the end. I ripped off this necklace I was wearing it and chucked it right at him. I thought I was so cool doing that.
I was so powerful in the moment.
Yeah, I felt very powerful.
Oh my
and then
God.
I like went back down and just sat in my car and I was just sobbing. And I was like, I can't drive like this. And he was just standing on the porch watching me cry in the car for a while.
Ew.
And then eventually he just like went inside. So I drove off. I called my parents like hysterically in the middle of the night on the way home, woke them up and was like, Jason broke up with me and I'm so upset. And I was like hysterical. And I just remember my parents were so mad at his parents for letting me just leave like that.
Yeah.
For just having me, first of all, he's a douche for having me go to his house to break up with me and then make me drive home after that.
Yeah.
Like come over to my house to do that so I
Right.
can be comfortable and with my family and I don't have to like make that trek home.
Right.
I was there for like 15 minutes, like an hour total of
It's
driving.
so annoying.
It still pisses me off to this day. I'm like, really, dude?
You're like, you motherfucker couldn't
Really,
even pay for my
dude?
gas, bitch.
But yeah, that ended like pretty badly. And I don't really know why. Like there was just nothing that happened that I knew of. And
I remember when it happened. My dad told me. He's like,
Really?
Jason and Kendall broke up. And I was like, the fuck? And I like texted you and you're like, I'm not doing well. We might be getting back together though. And I was like, oh, hell no.
we
and
were like kind of talking about it. And then like that went on for a couple months over the summer. But then I randomly decided that I was like kind of over him anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I realized like he's really not that great. Like what am I so upset about?
Yeah.
And he's not planning anything for his future. And like
I feel like you're more upset about the idea of it,
was like
than
the
like
rejection
actual
of
him.
it.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
it hurt.
I can totally understand that. Yeah.
But so I was like, okay, well, my senior year is coming up. I'm just gonna be like, I'm just gonna talk to a bunch of guys. I want to be
Just hoe it
because that
up.
was the thing. Is like talking to this guy, talking to this guy, talking to this guy. Mm-hmm. But I didn't want to date anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then 1 month later, I met the true love of my life, my soulmate.
Oh, you met him that soon after?
Yep, I met him.
Didn't
like,
you have big mouth?
oh yeah, big mouth. But I didn't date him.
Oh, you didn't date him? Yeah, she
Yeah,
had a guy
fucker
that
cheated on me.
I was gonna say, tell him about
Should I
Big
tell
Mouth.
him about Big Mouth
Just
real
like for a
fast?
sec. Why he's called
Okay,
Big Mouth?
okay, because he had a big fucking mouth, a huge mouth.
It was like going over your nostrils.
Yes, we would make out and he would put it over I couldn't breathe at all.
Oh my god.
He was also from another school and he saved me because Jason broke up with me right before prom and my 18th birthday.
Oh my God.
So, and that whole thing was a mess because on my 18th birthday, I twisted my ankle at school and passed out in the gym and had to be wheelchaired down to the office on my birthday.
Oh
So I was
my
like
God.
on crutches. And then I remember that night, my family was like all upset for me. And I was like, guys, I think I'm going to ask Jason if he still wants to go to prom since I already have my dress and I'll just tell him I'll pay for it and like we can just have fun and be friends.
Yeah.
And I asked him and he said no on my birthday.
Oh, dude.
And I was like, he is just, I felt
the
so
rejection.
hurt.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be devastated.
So I thought I was going to be going to prom alone, which would have been fine. But I ended up meeting this other guy. I don't even remember how I met him. Big mouth.
Big Mouth.
But he was just very much a fling. He was trying to say he was like, we were kind of exclusive. So I guess he didn't really cheat on me, but he lied to me a lot. Like he would always tell me he was going to go hang out with this girl. And he was like, yeah, it's all cool though, because she's a lesbian. And so we're just friends and we take showers together because we're just friends. He literally said that and I believed it. I was like, oh, okay. Because she's
Didn't they
lesbian.
like end up dating the two of them?
Yes, for years.
No.
So he ended things with me like a month later and then he started dating her like 2 months and then they went to college together. And I was like, wow, I'm sure she was a
I
lesbian.
hope she was able to breathe through the Big Mouth makeouts.
I don't know. I don't think they're still together. Actually, you know, it's so fucking weird is that same girl ended up with Nerold's brother.
What?
Narrowed from middle school.
What?
Yes, and they're married now. They're engaged at least.
That's
I don't know if they've gotten married yet.
weird.
Isn't that so weird? I'm like, wow.
Damn, small world. Yikes.
Yeah, so Big Mouth was a little stint. But then I met Josh pretty shortly after Big Mouth. And I was texting with like a bunch of other guys at the time and feeling very, very cool about that.
How did you meet Josh? Let's tell the story.
Well, it's still like so confusing. I like can't figure it out.
Know.
But it was after your dad's wedding.
Yep. 2010.
And then we had like their reception at our house. So we were all over at my house. And I can't remember if it was the next day or it was that night. I think it was that night. I was laying on the couch and Annalie and Janelle, I thought, were on the floor on my computer. Annalie remembers it, but you don't really remember.
I don't remember it at all.
I think maybe it was just Annalie. And you were just like sitting next to her, not really knowing what she was doing.
But apparently we were DMing all these dudes on your Facebook.
A bunch of guys. A bunch of guys. I'm saying, hey, hottie, hey, hottie, hey, hottie.
Because you and Josh had been like kind of in the same friend group. So you knew of each other, right?
I first like met him for the first time when he was dating another person I knew at my school sophomore year at homecoming.
Okay.
But so we became Facebook friends after that, but we just like always knew, I always knew who he was through this other group, but I'd never spent time with him.
Gotcha.
So I never like got to know him before that. Okay. So someone messaged him and said, hey, hottie. And Josh believed it and was like, hey, hottie, what's up? And I got on there and I was like, sorry, that was my sister, my cousin. But then I was like kind of excited because I thought Josh was kind of hot. Aww. And I was like curious. So we kept, and plus I was like just looking to build my numbers of people I'm talking to.
On the next, yeah.
Yeah, but then, wow, Josh really took me by surprise. Like my whole plan for senior year of singleness ended very quickly. Well, it didn't end that quickly. Like Josh and I dated without actually being together for like 2 months over the summer. And then we officially started dating at the end of the summer. But Josh was just so different than any other guy because he was so deep. Like our first night together, I know I've told this story before, but we sat in a car together and just talked for over 3 hours and about deep shit. Like it was like the first episode of Mile Higher probably because we were talking about spirituality and the meaning of life.
Interesting.
And family, parental relationships, like so much stuff. And I was just mind blown that this guy was like just getting everything I was saying and coming back with responses that made so much sense to me. It was like I truly found my soulmate.
That's the cutest thing ever.
It really was.
I know. I'm like tearing up over here.
It makes me want to tear up too because it was just the most magical feeling. Like I just felt love like I had never felt before, and I like didn't care about Jason at all. Jason actually was trying to come back, like right around the start of Josh. He like asked me to go on a walk and talk with him. And Josh was very nervous about it. And I remember being like, I'm going on a walk with my ex. And he was like, shit. Okay. Well, hopefully we're going to like still hang out. But then, we like went on the walk and I was like, nope. Like,
Josh is the one.
Josh is way better than Jason, 1,000,000%. And yeah, the rest is history. We had a great senior year together. It was like just so much butterflies, all that new stuff, just like so much excitement. We were so in love. And then we got to go to college together. And yeah, that's kind of the end of that. Now we're together, hoping to have a family.
Man, it's really cute.
I love him so much.
That.
And I know Josh and I we aren't very PDA. Like we're not the couple that's like posting tons of like loving stuff all the time and like acting suit. And I know during the show we get into our like Mile Higher mode and we like get really professional. But we are very, very much in love and like I just wish people could like understand it. I guess it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
I'm just not the type of person that feels like I need to display it all the time. But I'm truly with the person I was supposed to be with. And I know so many people are like, don't marry your high school sweetheart. It's like, well, do what's right for you because I would have regretted it my whole life if I didn't end up with Josh. Because he was so perfect for me in every way. And we were like just so on the same page about what we want out of life. And I feel lucky to have met him so young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's where my dating stops. Jason is my last ex.
Damn.
Yep.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that. And now you're together.
I love my hubs. I really do. He's like just everything to me.
I'm trying to think of the first time I met Josh. I can't remember. Why the fuck can I not remember this?
When did you first meet Josh?
I'm trying to think.
Maybe at like a Thanksgiving or something?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably like a Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that.
Yeah, now Josh is like your brother pretty much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Josh is like totally my brother.
We're all family.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really cool. It's cute seeing you guys, like pictures of you guys way back then.
I know. So cute. We'll have to overlay a few.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, here we go. Here's my grand finale. So take me back to summer going into junior year. So I had just broken up with Evan after 9 months, and I was kind of like, what do I do with myself? And then I met this guy I'm going to call him Wolf because he went by another animal name.
Wolf is good. He's like Wolf on Wall Street vibes, honestly.
Okay, so his name was Wolf, and he went to a different school, and he was so cool. He was experienced, and he was funny, and he was really, really wealthy, and drove a nice car, and took me on expensive.
Really wealthy.
Yeah, he made the other dude look. He was. Really
I know.
wealthy.
And he lived in if you're familiar with Colorado, like the Cherry Hills. Cherry Hills area.
Cherry Hills, yeah.
Those McMansions.
Yeah.
Like they've got like
Big
10 million
homes.
plus.
And he was
plusers
driving the
in there.
fun car, and it was summer, and he was like, he was way, I thought, cooler than I was. So I was like, oh, I'm dating this cool, like older kid. And he's like, got this nice car and takes me on fun dates and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, for the whole summer, basically, we dated. And
I remember being really concerned about this.
Everyone was.
Like, I didn't want to say anything to you because I was I just want to be supportive of you.
No, everyone was concerned. Everyone was like, the fuck you doing? And I was like, you don't know me. You don't know.
And he was like smoking a ton of cigarettes too. And I was really worried about that.
He kept lying to me about it.
He was so young. I was worried you would start.
He would tell me like, oh, I'm not. And then I would like find them. And then I would be like, what the fuck? And it was like stupid. But
I remember dropping you off at his house one time and being like really like eerie about it.
Like,
I just
yeah, that's literally
especially
everyone
because I really liked Evan.
Oh yeah,
I was a big Evan fan.
Everyone was like, "Why you leave Evan for Wolf, bro?"
I was honestly such a bitch, like because we went on a vacation right after you broke up with Evan, and I was like,
right when
"Why did you do that?"
Yeah. Oh, everyone did. My own brother texted me and was like, "What the fuck, Janelle?" My stepbrother, and I was like, "What?" And they're like, "You broke up with Evan?" And I was like, "Oh my god, my family even hates me over this." But I wanted to move on.
I should have been more supportive of you because it was the right decision. I'm glad you did it, even though you had so much pressure from everyone else, because it was the right decision for sure.
It was. I think it was. And then I was like wanting to like date a bad boy, I guess you could say. So
in comes Wolfie.
And boy, this motherfucker, he really pisses me off now that I think about it. I mean, peace and love. I hope he's doing great now. I have no idea what he's doing, but back then I was not happy. So anyways, first off, I will never forget, because he thought he was like a rock boy. He was like in a band. He was like a musician. I was like, oh my God, he's a musician. So I would like go to his house and he would like play guitar and sing to me like songs. And yes, and he's like dying. I know, it's really cringy. But I was like over the moon. I was like, oh my God, he's singing me songs. And I thought it was so cool.
Do you have any recollection of the lyrics?
Literally no recollection.
Was he like,
although I will tell you this, later on in life, I talked to this other girl who was dating him and she was like, did he ever sing to you? And I was like, yeah. And she said, I can't even remember, but I remember she was singing the song. And at that moment I was like, oh, that was the same one he sung to me. So I think he had a go-to.
Well, a lot of guys do that.
He had
they
the
just
go-to
repeat
song.
what works. Do you get deja vu when she's with you?
So then this moment happens and I'll never forget it. I'm going to expose him because he was a total dick now. So whatever, I don't feel bad about it. Anyways, I was at his house and we were hanging out in his room. And he randomly like opened his side tape, like his nightstand drawer. And in there was a bunch of XL Magnum condoms. And I was like, the fuck? And he was like, yeah, these are the only ones that they'll fit me.
Oh my God.
He was like,
shut the fuck up.
And he was really tall. He was like 6'7" or something.
So he wasn't a virgin?
No.
Okay.
No, he was much more experienced than me. He was just like a bad boy overall.
Yeah.
He had like gotten in some
Check out my mags, girl.
Yeah. And I was like, in my head, I was kind of like, okay, even though sex had told me that condoms will stretch up to like your elbow. So I was like, I don't even believe that in my head. But I was like, okay. And then one time, I won't get into too much detail, but I ended up seeing his ween. Let me tell you, it was the smallest ween I've ever seen.
Oh, Wolfie exposed. Wolf had a small ween.
I was like, that's it. I was like, you can definitely fit into a regular condom, big boy. Settle down.
Wow, what a liar.
Yeah, little liar. Not cute. So, and then things started going downhill. He was like starting to be a dick and I was I don't know, I was probably being a bitch or something. So things started going downhill and we were like kind of fighting, and then we kind of broke it off. And he, not long after, started dating this other girl from my school. But mind you, we went to different schools, but he was dating this other girl. And I had left a pair of earrings at his house, and I texted him. They were like one of my favorite pairs. And I was like, hey, can I get my earrings back, please? And he was like, yeah, I'll give them to my current girlfriend. And we had science class together, and then she can give them to you.
Oh, fun.
And I was like, okay, great, whatever. So I'm like, okay, let me just bite my pride. I want my earrings back. So I go meet this girl the next week, and I'm like, hi, can I have my earrings? And she hands me these black feather earrings that are not mine. They're some other hoe's earrings.
Oh my God, he can't even keep track.
And I was like, so fucking mad. And I was like, did he do this on purpose? But even if he did it on accident, like, what a fucking asshole. And I was like, these are not my fucking earrings. I was like, mine are like gold plates or like silver plates basically. And these were like black feathered earrings. And he was, I was like, but what the fuck is this? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, too bad, get over it, is all he said to me.
Oh, whoa.
So I think that's like literally the last time I ever talked to him. And yeah, I really hated him. But I was like, I can't believe you gave me some other hoe's earrings.
He probably did on purpose.
He probably fucking did.
Get over it.
I'll never forget. He was like, oh, boo-hoo, get over it. And I was like, this motherfucker.
He was a spoiled little bitch.
He wasn't. He was. He wasn't. Yeah, it was not my proudest moment. I'll say that.
So was there anyone between Wolf and Johnny?
Let's see. Evan and I spoke a little bit, like, but then I was like, I don't know. And then I remember actually, yeah, Evan and I were kind of like talking again. And then I made the decision. I was like, no, I think it's just best we break up. But I was like sad about it still, because yeah, he was a nice kid and like didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel it was right. And I was really sad about it. And John and I had always remained friends. And so I was actually texting John about it. I was like, I'm really bummed. Like Evan and I are broken up. And I was like, I don't really have a reason, whatever. And so John and I went out to lunch at Elephant Bar. I'll never forget it.
Oh, Elephant Bar.
And we like talked about my own heartbreak. And he was just like really friendly to me and like wasn't
he knew
pushy.
What he was doing though.
He probably did, but at the time
he was
playing like really smooth and whatever. And then yeah, we just started talking like the very, very start of junior year, and we pretty much like loosely dated the first half of junior year, and then yeah, in January he asked me out to be his girlfriend. That's it.
Yep. And then I met him on January 14th, which was my dad's birthday, because they had a birthday party downtown.
Yeah.
And I got to meet him there. Yeah.
Yep.
And he was so shy.
Very shy. Which is funny
judged
because
him a lot at first.
Well, it's funny because now that I'm looking back, I'm like, it makes sense, because his family is much more shy and like
he takes
kind of low
while
key
to open up to people.
Yeah, definitely. Whereas like our family is like loud and kind of psycho. So I could see how that'd be really intimidating at first. Yeah. So I'm not surprised that he was,
was at
like
a party.
Yeah,
it was like at a party. So overwhelming.
But he was very shy. And
yeah,
but
he was super nice.
Yeah.
And then yeah, the four of us have been just like hanging out, BFF since. Yeah,
we really have
gone on a bunch of trips together.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really are like 4 best friends.
I love Johnny. He's so good for you.
I know. He really is. He's amazing.
He treats Janelle so well.
He does.
Really understands you.
He's a wonderful. Oh, he's so great. I love him so much. I just feel so lucky I got to meet him so young. Like I've known him since he was in 9th grade. I can picture him like before we even got our license. We would like meet up. We'd like ride the light rail, or he would ride the light rail to my stop, and I would like walk to get him. And then like sometimes my mom would drop him off at the light rail or take us to the mall. And
oh yeah. We
really did like grow up together in a sense.
That's how I feel about Josh, is like I've seen him since, to me, he was like a kid. Yeah. You know, he was 17 when we met. I was 17 too. I was with him for his 18th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we went through like a lot that year, just because he left home when he was 18 and he tried to become legally emancipated, which looking back, I'm glad he didn't do that. But it was like, we were really there for each other through some like
you guys went through a lot of shit.
Times. So it like bonded us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember senior year, I had already committed to my school, UNC, and John was like, he was playing football. And so John was like way cooler than I was in high school. he was like on the varsity football, and he wasn't like popular, like douchebag, like that type of jock, but he was like a sports kid. He knew a lot of people. A lot of people knew
popular,
him,
but not in that sense.
Yeah, but he was always like really nice. But I remember, I think people were like, and I want to talk about high school bullies or bullies in general at some point.
I'm so down,
because I've got some
other things. I have some things connected to all these guys too that turned into bullying that I just don't have time for today.
Exactly.
But we can talk about bullies for sure.
But yeah, we I think a lot of people were like, what the fuck are you doing with Janelle? And by senior year, I was so over the bullshit. I hated my school. So I'd literally go in my car and sleep on my off periods. I'm pretty sure they're like, oh, you're with the girl that's sleeping in her car. Cool, John.
But John saw something. He was like, this girl's hot. She's smart.
He followed me to college.
And then remember on the day, like at your high school, you would all dress up the last week of senior year and you dressed as a MILF. It was supposed to, or like, yeah, you did. It was supposed to be a joke. Like, what are you going to be in 10 years? And a lot of people were just making theirs up. And it was just supposed to be funny.
Don't think I ever dressed
you were
as
in like a red dress and that was not
me being a MILF. I just wanted to look like a hot bitch leaving high school. That was like the thing to do.
I'm pretty sure you captioned it like MILF, and then John was like something else, and you took a picture together, and I was like, she looks hot.
That was like retro. That was like, we were dressed as like retro skiers or something. John and I, this picture.
No, you had a dress on.
That was the last day of high school ever. But that was just like the thing for girls to like. Everyone just dressed up nice.
John was dressed up as like his future career.
No, he was just dressed nice.
Well, then I must be confused.
I was never a MILF. I would never have done that.
I know. I was like, that doesn't really seem like Janelle, but I thought you did at the time.
No, I just dressed up like a hot hoe. I was like, let me show all these fucking losers or people who think I'm a loser.
That was my main point, is you looked fucking good and all those bitches were just jealous. That's the thing, is they were all just jealous and like, why is John with me?
Yeah, well. Yeah. Suck it.
Because look who's still with him today.
That's right, baby. But yeah, feel super lucky.
Yep. And then Sydney, you found Jared senior year, right? Or junior year?
Oh, I met Jared when we were 12.
But as far as starting started actually dating.
Yeah, we started dating like the year after we graduated because we were always best friends, and then we dated other people, and then we
started dating going into college.
Yeah.
Yep. That's so cute. You guys knew each other way longer than any of us.
We're so lucky. All six of us are such good friends. We all took a trip together and we all meshed so well.
It's really strange. Not all of my friends, but a lot of my friends have been in relationships for 10 plus years. And a lot of them aren't even engaged yet. Like neither of you are engaged yet. But our other friend Liz, who works with us too, she's been in a relationship for over 10 years, something like that. Yep. It's just like, I feel like it's kind of rare. It is, but it's nice because we all hang out with each other and we can understand what it's like. Or like we'll have girls' nights where we all go out and we understand that we all have relationships, and it's really to just spend time with girls.
Just us, There's no like pressure.
Yeah, it is really nice.
It's really cool. I feel very lucky that I met such a wonderful human so young.
I do too. And of course, like, do you ever have thoughts where you're like, did I miss out on like other experiences?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Does that mean like, do I regret what I did? Absolutely not. But yeah, there were times where I was like, oh, I wasn't single at all through college. And most people were like playing the field. Right. And sometimes like you can't help but look at other and be like, oh, I wonder what that would be like.
I think that's just natural. Yeah, and it happened with me. I'm sure it happened with Josh several times throughout our relationship, just questioning like, am I just kind of settling because it's easy? But like, I just had to remind myself over and over again, like, you're never going to find a love like this. This is like deep, real, true love. Yeah. And it always is what pushed me through to just stay with him. And I'm so glad I didn't listen to other people, because of course you have other people telling you like, you want to see what else out there. You're so young. And it's like, I just want to say to people out there too, sometimes people, when they say that to you, they can be right, and it can come from good intentions. But if you feel like you have found true love, don't let any societal bullshit push you away from it.
That's a great point. And also, if you feel that you're in this relationship and you feel like it's maybe not the best, then
make the move, because you could be missing out on someone who's just so much better. Better fit for you. So don't settle. But also don't leave if you're very happy.
I think that's a great point, because I feel as though when you're a teenager, you look up to other adults and they're always telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And you should do this and you shouldn't do that. And it's kind of like,
or your other single friends.
What do you know at the end of the day?
Right.
Like, you know.
You don't know my relationship. You don't know my heart.
And there is no right way to do something.
No. And even if it doesn't work out, it's still part of your own specific life journey.
Right.
And I think following your heart is just the true way to live.
With everything in life.
Anyway.
That's that.
Oh, sorry, Sydney. You say.
Oh, I was just going to say, I totally agree. I wasn't going to go off on anything else, but I agree. I could go and get deep into that, but because a lot of people gave me a hard time in college for doing long distance. Like, I got a lot of backlash for that. So,
Yeah.
And, my biggest thing was like, well, I don't really enjoy hanging out with anyone else yet more than I do talking to Jared on the phone and seeing him. It was like, at first, like every
Magical too.
3 months.
Damn.
Yeah, it was so stressful. And these guys actually went through almost 8 years of being long distance because Jared started college when Sydney was graduating. So it kind of overlapped. And that's a long time.
Yeah,
but
it's amazing.
And it's so amazing you didn't listen to anyone. And you had people around you. Like, I know I was telling you, like, if you love him, make it work, you know?
Right. Oh, yeah. Like, I definitely had, like, you guys supporting me, and, like, which totally shows me, too. Like, you know, friends through college, the ones that were, like, you know, were out and whatnot. And they're like, oh, Sydney, like, these people can go talk to these guys or whatnot. Like, trying to encourage me to like, not stick with Jared and whatnot. And, you know, I'm just happy that I was like, no, this is something I know it is. Like, I told myself I'm going to, you know, make it work. And then because honestly, I would try to go on dates and like, it just was more painful than it was enjoyable.
Yeah. Because you can't help but compare them to this other person, especially if you found true love. Like, not much else is going to compare.
Totally. Yeah. So follow your heart.
Follow your heart, guys. That's the message
of the sesh today.
Wow, wonderful.
And don't listen to the douches.
Yeah.
Don't let them push you into doing things you don't want to do too young.
True fucking that. God, and it's sad how used to you and I can't speak for men because I've never been in that shoes, but as a female, it's sad how used to being pressured you are. Yeah. Like, it was like a normal thing to be pressured to do more. And like, you should be doing this. And even I was like, God, I'm such a prude. What's wrong with me? Like, why don't I want this? And then I'm like, what the fuck?
I know.
There's no timeline. There's no right timeline. Like, you do what you want to do when you want to do it.
Yeah,
period.
You never want to force anything. That's just gonna be bad.
Yeah.
But guys are too immature to understand that. They're like, one goal is
and
this.
I think they also
and
have
they're gonna push till they
of
get
like
it.
men are supposed to want that and supposed to get it, and you're cooler and you're more of a bro if you can get it.
But I think it's also just
blah, blah.
majorly hormonal. Like, they're just raging, you know?
True.
But
anyways,
yeah, I have some other stories that I'll save for the bullying episode of just even ways that some of those boyfriends like ended up bullying me. Oh, okay. Siri, what's up? Here's what we found that 70s show. Why are you talking about this right now?
Okay, Siri's lost.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyways, you guys, that's it for this week's sesh. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Let us know if you guys have any like cringy or funny boyfriend stories. We'd love to hear them in the comments below.
Yes, of course. And make sure to follow us on social media at _Sesh Podcast.
That's right, baby. And follow us on Spotify and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts. If you got an extra second, you can even leave us a review.
Yes.
But that's it for this week.
We send you air hugs if you do that.
Yes, we do. And thanks for all the kind words that you guys sent from last week missing. It really means a lot to us, and we appreciate you.
We do.
But that's going to be it for this week. We'll see you on the next sesh. But until then, keep it fresh.